Come on, Alvin.
Where am I at?
You're here.
Here. Perfect.
You like it?
I love this.
Good. I'm gonna make sure you keep everything on the blanket, or I'll give you a tray. Ooh.
Well, no, this is for you. This is a Magnolia Bakery. This is
Look at this.
some cupcakes, some assorted puddings. I don't like to come empty-handed. It's the Scrazziad.
Wow. You know what? I normally don't like a pudding unless it's assorted. This is like a real. Do you want some of this?
No, it's for you.
Well, this is brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Baby.
Can I offer you any water or dog treats?
A water would be great.
Room temp or cold?
Cold, please.
You got it. Let's show the people what they look like.
Hey, of course. Get everybody hungry at home, right? I hope my dogs don't watch this. They're going to be so jealous I'm giving you belly rubs.
I have to imagine your dogs are going to probably watch this.
Yeah, you know what? They probably are. Is this my camera? I should apologize. This really means nothing. Ooh, look at that. Cupcakes. See? It makes everybody smile. Cupcakes. I can't see you frowning.
How come the autofocus isn't working?
Oh no.
Theme music.
Scoot doo.
Great. Okay, these smell good.
Blabbity blue.
Well, I mean, you're halfway there, right? You got the ammunition.
Oh yeah.
You just walk in and have fun here.
I had the option of making the place a place where you walk in and have fun, or where you don't.
I mean, this is what you're gonna do.
I took a gamble and I decided to do the good one.
You have the choice. It's instant. It's infectious, visually.
How so? Explain it to the audio only people.
Okay, the audio only people. What I'm looking at right now, and I'm going to take you through just the first shelf that's in my eyeball range here. I see 5 trophies, basketball, followed by a big and small Rubik's Cube, a couple other assorted awards, an anime in a frame, a photo anime in a frame, another Rubik's Cube. So if the first 2 weren't enough, here's your third. Then behind the chair is revealed a larger trophy if the 5 weren't enough for you. And this is what's just in front of me. If I turn my head to the right, I got a Superman comic in the some sort of Superman comic art. Or is that a book? That's a book. It's a DC Comics book that's got all of them. There's a guitar in case some music break wants to come out. You have a Lucky Cat that you clearly stole from a restaurant.
Nope, bought it.
Did you?
I bought it.
Oh yeah. All right. Then there's a basketball underneath in case you need one.
In case.
And for the coasters, 3 different drinks, one being in some sort of fancy rimmed ashtray kind of contraption, and another one on a composition marble notebook that's just rocking a glass of water. And then mine is on a beautiful tray that's been put on top of this ottoman / coffee table.
All right, anything you want to plug?
Sure, everything.
All right, well, thanks for coming on by. We're on a tight ship here, but you know what? It's just you and me. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer than probably all the other cool podcasts that you do.
Is there normally more, or is it always just you and me?
No.
Well, I'm not always here. But is it?
Usually just the 2 of us. Okay.
This is an impressive operation you got going on here. There's a lot of cameras going.
Oh, yeah. 3.
It's one more than I think you need. This is great.
Oh, you think we only need 2?
Yeah, I think just one on you and one on me. Do I do these?
It's up to you.
I'll do these.
I just want to check the levels at least.
Hi, baby.
Hello?
I'm not gonna do these.
Can I hear you?
Check 1 2 1 2. Hey, it's Joe.
Let's bring it to you a little bit.
Here you go.
Let's do it. Let's bring it to
go
you.
down like here.
Perfect.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to take this off of Alvin because it has my social security number on it.
Yeah, we don't want that out there. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, I have that on all my dogs. We have the same thing where it's not a clip. It has my wife's phone number on it. So if she goes, like when I take pictures sometimes on Instagram, whatever, I go live or whatever. In the beginning, I totally forgot that. Yeah. So for a while.
Well, I feel like you knew what you were doing because you put your wife's phone number on.
There you go. Oh, beautiful.
He's perfect.
How old's Alvin?
He is... Sorry, thought I had a sneeze. He is 14 months old.
Little pupper.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
But you're wondering what I'm drinking.
What are you drinking?
It's funny that you ask. I was just wondering if you were gonna. I'm drinking a chai latte
with
extra ice that melted. Then I added ice, so it's pretty much mostly water.
It's water with a dash of chai.
It's water with a dash of chai. Fuck you, dude.
Hi, Alvin.
I've been working on being more aggressive.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Thank you, baby. Hi.
What's the meanest you could be?
I'm not necessarily a mean person. I do get very territorial when it comes to my kids, or if someone like is rude to somebody that's not sticking up for themselves, sort of a Robin Hood complex. I do that a little bit.
I'm more of a Batman than a Robin Hood.
Are you?
I'll explain. Let me interrupt.
Please.
I'll
Wait
look
now.
like the bad guy, but really I'm doing what Gotham needs. You're stealing from people just because they're rich.
I am. No, I do you think that Robin Hood, his moral compass was off? Because he was doing wrong. But is it just a justification by giving it to people lesser?
Well, I mean, as is the philosophical argument of the vigilante.
Very good.
Are the rules morally written, or are they written to help police society? And do we believe in equity or equality, and are they mutually exclusive? We'll be right back after I make a little bit of money from my sponsors. Brent, Mom, Dad, will you come here for 1 sec? Thank you so much for this. This is fun. Brent just went at the piano. Yeah. I just need 60 seconds. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Is that royalty free? Well, I got good news. This might not be royalty free, but you could save 10% off your first month by visiting BetterHelp.com/TYSO today. Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Just the last line. Brent, for real, I'm not going to use that.
That's BetterHelp. HELP.com/TYSO.
Yes. Wow, beautiful, isn't she? I love the arts. And if you're interested in seeing my art, I'm going to be in Dallas at the Addison Improv November 6th, the Houston Improv November 7th, and in Austin at the Creek in the Cave November 8th. What's that? Oh, that's interesting. The following week, November 14th and 15th, or 15th and 16th, I don't remember which, but you'll find out. It's Friday and Saturday in Seattle, Washington at Laughs Comedy Club. If you're interested, go to punchup.live/Rick Glassman to get tickets. And we're back. That stuff looked really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
And what I recommend all the time is, even if you don't want to buy any of those products, go to the website. It makes us look good.
Because you get paid per click.
Well, I don't think we get paid per click, but I think they see the engagement.
And engagement numbers.
So if they're like, hey, nobody bought any of these mattresses, I'm like, yeah, but I sent you 250 people each week.
It's not my fault you can't close.
It's not my fault you can't close. Although, I don't know if that's our sponsor, but if they are going to helixsleep.com/TYSO, believe me, they are going to buy.
Okay.
One thing you do want to sleep on is one of those.
You don't want to sleep on a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have done that better. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not a salesperson.
I feel like you're a little nervous about, you get nervous when it comes to ads. What's that about?
Nobody really wants to hire me to do ad work, so I always shit the bed on it.
Well, you know, if you shit a Helix bed, you have 100-day money back guarantee.
You saw that, right?
Well, I did. I don't think you did.
I definitely did.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's the 10th time I've ever been wrong. So before we get too late into it and people turn this off, because people usually only watch the first 100 minutes of this podcast. I didn't watch your special. Nobody sent it to me.
Oh. Well,
and
that was a mix up.
And I can't pretend that I have.
I don't want you to.
But it's out now.
Yeah, it's out. When this comes out, it's there. It comes out tomorrow, but when this will be out, it's out.
Tell me about it a little bit. And I'm so sorry, but I don't have the goods on it. But a buddy of mine texted me and said that they didn't like it. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, imagine.
That's the only intel you have.
That's a fun concept for a podcast, is to bring people in to promote, but the host, truly didn't like it, everything, or that's the bit.
Right.
But it's not like, what's that? There's a restaurant where they're mean to you.
Oh yeah. Something Dicks. Yeah, I know what it is. They come over, they
but it's over the top. It's
100%.
Hey, nice shirt, you fucking stuff like that. I could say that.
I don't know if it's that aggressive.
I could say that. Believe it.
I don't know if it's that aggressive.
But
I don't know where you're going to eat. Dick's Last Resort.
Is that what it is,
That's
really?
the name of it, Dick's Last Resort.
But that's not believable, so you're having a good time.
Yeah.
But if it was just
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it would be like that kind of stuff.
Right. You want the medium? Like if somebody was saying something like that to you,
Right.
go with the medium, not the large.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were saying
The fries.
your steak is slightly overcooked.
over. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So tell me about the special.
So it's called Messing with People. It's my debut solo stand-up special.
Oh, Mazel Tov.
Yeah,
Wait,
so-
you have another special that isn't solo?
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about it?
I don't want to talk about. No, yeah, no. I mean, when I was on Jokers, they did a tour special. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, not many people did.
I know you guys went on tour.
Yeah,
you guys went on a massive tour.
Yeah, multiple.
With I meant massive like size wise. So you guys were doing like stadiums or arenas and stuff,
Yeah.
weren't you?
Yeah.
And it was filmed?
Yeah, they filmed one of them and they put it together in like inside of like a docu like series where they followed us on the tour,
Yeah.
our tour bus, and then they went to clips of us on stage. So it wasn't the full tour. You find to say
Yeah.
it wasn't the full stage show.
Where do I watch that?
I don't know if it's even available anymore. It was back in the day. If they had it, it'd be wherever you see Joker stuff. So Max or whatever. But that was a long time ago. So this is my first comedy
Mazel tov.
special. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's I've been 2.5 years. I toured with it, and then when it's over, you don't want just to go away. So I was proud of the product. I was like, let's make a special. So we did it.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
I've been working on something for about 2 years now, and I'm only now going on tour with it. And I'm nervous about like, how long are you allowed to tour it before you have to stop doing that material?
Yeah.
Did you feel that way at all?
Towards the end, I did. I felt like it was time for it to be retired and move on to the next one.
Did you say to retarded?
Retired to go with it. Trying to snare me. That's not.
So I do a bit on here sometimes where someone will say something and I go like this, but then we bleep what they said and we try to make it look
fun.
yeah. But that's my main bit.
That's the only one.
Yeah, Adam Ray texted me before this, and he said that you're the nicest guy.
Oh,
You love bits.
I'm a big bit guy.
And you came over here with cupcakes.
Yeah.
Check to the nicest guy.
Oh, thank you.
But now we need to get into bits.
Okay, sure.
Now, am I in the silliest mood? No.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Was that your bit?
Yeah.
That was hysterical. For the audio only people, Joe looked up to his left for like 5 seconds. Either was really looking at something or was trying to find something.
Really looking for something?
Yeah, just a bits. Okay. So what I would like to do is something I don't know if I've ever done on this podcast before, but because you and I are just meeting, we don't really know each other, where it's a perfect time to do this. Could we treat this like it's your podcast for a minute? And could we sit into it? And could you guide me into the bits and lead me into the bits? And let me see if I could be a guest on your podcast.
Okay.
Yeah?
Did you ever listen to my podcast?
No. But I've watched a lot of Impractical Jokers.
Okay. So there you go.
And my parents got into it. Oh, I think I sent you a message when I was at home with them.
Yeah.
My parents got into it. I don't remember when, but I'll make this number up. Let's say end of last year. And now my dad turns it on all the time.
Love that.
They love it.
It's great.
And for the audio only people, Joe and I don't really know each other. For the video people, you could tell. And
You're normally sitting next to the guest, you know?
yeah, we're normally sitting next to him, but like I don't really know him yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sal is one of my good friends, and
Me too.
Oh, you did the docu-series or documentary? I don't think you knew which one it was.
Yeah, it was a docu-ceremony.
Docu-series.
Yes, it was great.
These are the bits.
That's a bit there.
And but now, like I've watched you so many times with a friend, and we have mutual friends.
Yeah.
So just want to let you guys know, if you have never seen the show Impractical Jokers, it came out I think a couple years ago. Psych! It came out when I was 4. How long have you guys been doing that
It was
thing?
2011. It came on, and I did 9.5 seasons. So it was a decade. For me.
You're not an original.
I am an original. I'm not anymore.
Oh, why?
I stopped.
Stomach aches?
Health reasons. I don't want to really get into.
Is that true?
No.
Okay, well then tell
It was
me.
a bit.
Yeah, we got to be careful with that stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
Because like I don't want to.
Right, I'm sure. Gotcha.
Because,
This, yeah.
you're like Mark Cuban.
Yeah, a lot less rich. I was on basic cable.
Yeah, I just meant he's a founding member, but he's not going to finish it.
Finish it, yeah.
Mark Cuban, this. He's done with Shark Tank after this season.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's had enough. He's got a lot going on, though. I don't even know how he concentrates.
How do you know?
Because he does the basketball thing, right?
I think he sold the Mavs.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
So
And I might be wrong, but that would be 11, but I doubt it.
You said it with confidence, so I believe you.
Yeah, he sold the Mavs.
That's all it takes.
I think I'm making these numbers up, but I think he bought it for like 600 mil and sold it for like $4 billion or something.
Yeah, it was 4.2 billion.
Was it? Man, you don't do bits. You just lie.
That's my bit.
Funny. Maybe
I
you
make
are
up
like
I
Robin
make
Hood.
up stats. I make up stats.
So where's your special going to be?
I'm on 800 Pound Gorilla's YouTube.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Also, hold on. 800 Pound Gorilla, mark that. We're going to edit this out. No, say that. I just want to say, unless you don't care, I don't know if you're sweating a little bit. And
Yeah.
can I give you a
I'm
napkin or
listening.
something?
Yeah, that's fine.
Unless you don't care.
I would love if you kept all this in because I'm known for sweating.
Are you a sweat guy?
I sweat. I sweat only in my face.
You don't sweat.
Nowhere else.
You didn't let me guess.
Nether regions, underpits.
What about
all
your
good.
palms?
Palms never. Dry as a bone.
never-
Face.
Yeah, but I figure the palms don't sweat when you're hot. They sweat when you're nervous. The face sweats when you're hot. You don't get nervous?
No.
On the surface, you look calm and clean, but like,
Do I look calm and clean?
yeah.
Yeah. So I am calm and clean. I just sweat in the face.
I was trying to just remember the 8 Mile lyrics. As on the surface, they look calm and clean, like drop, but I couldn't remember.
I don't sweat mom's spaghetti.
Yes, you don't sweat mom's spaghetti. That's it. Thank you. You're not sweating any mom's spaghetti.
No mom's spaghetti.
All right, we'll leave it in. But also bleep when he said the N-word just now. We'll take it out, but careful.
Well, I was rapping.
Fun stuff, man.
It's totally organic to talk to you.
Me in real life too.
In real life.
People don't necessarily know because I don't know what we're leaving in or not. But a lot of times during conversations, I go, hold on 1 second. I think I'd like to, and I order some lunch or something, and I come back. Yeah.
Well, when we did Jokers, I used to do the edit on the fly there. Like we would look at it and I'd be doing Jokers in the back and I'd be watching people's turns and I'd be putting it together in my mind. And then when somebody finished, everybody would just stop and look at me and I'd be like, yeah, we got it. We're done. And like, that's it.
Were you also editing?
Yeah. I was in charge of the production from the beginning to the end. It was great.
So when you left, who takes it over?
It gets split up. A lot of people get involved. You know, there was a post-production team who was great and did stuff, but I watched
safe.
everything for it. Yeah. They were really good and great, but better with me.
Yeah.
They know it. No, I'm just kidding.
Why did you leave? Do you not talk about it?
I don't talk about it. Well, personal reasons. Me and my wife went through a thing and I almost lost my marriage and my family and it was time to figure out what I was going to do with my life. And that was what
Funny. I love bits.
I wish that was
Let's get her on the phone and talk about it.
Wish that was a bit, buddy.
I'm calling her right
Call
now.
her right now. Yeah, she'll love it. She'll love it.
No.
Yeah, so it was just that, and then once I got it all back together, you know, it was like I had moved on from the show. The show had moved on from me. Still best friends with the guys and stuff, but it's just not. We're just not friends from work anymore. You know?
How long ago did you quit?
I quit.
Excuse me, how long ago did you become a quitter?
I became a quitter 3 years ago. It's the first thing I ever quit.
Huh.
Yeah. No, fourth grade. I famously.
Did you
quit.
go on the tour with everybody last year?
No, they did that tour without me.
Well, fuck, I would have gone.
You should have. You should have. I see what you did there. You haven't seen my special, and you were going to go see me without tour.
No. That's absolutely spot on. You know, a lot of people do specials, and I mean, like comedians do specials, and they come and stuff. And I'm not a guy who necessarily watches them. I wanted to watch yours. I could have asked more. I wanted to though.
Once you could have asked.
I asked.
Did you ask me?
I didn't ask you. No, I didn't talk to you until the twilight hours of this. We've been setting this up for like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, months.
You're a hard guy to lock down.
Okay. I don't think that's the case, but I think that's kind of cool.
It is. It is. From my POV, that was what it was. It was like,
Well, you know, also speaking of your POV, we message each other on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We have mutual friends.
yeah.
Why'd you have your people set this up?
I didn't. Well, the first part of it was I didn't know my people were setting it up.
Interesting. So
Go ahead.
then that first part also means that
You go first, and I'll wait, and then
I'm gonna go.
Then you wait, then I'll go.
So you're like, you could have asked me to come on this. You know, you're doing Bert's, you're doing Santino's. Did you reach out to them?
Santino, I did. Bert, I did not.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't make my point as strong. But you could have reached out to me.
Okay, pause. I don't like to invite myself places.
And I had a team that was putting together a little bit of a press thing, and because you have such a great comedy podcast, people want to come on it. So they reached out, and then I found out that we were talking to you.
Why did you ask Santino?
Because me and Santino are friends.
So you don't like asking people that aren't your friends?
Yes.
Well, how do you become friends with somebody if you don't ask them to be your friend?
I could ask them to be my friend, but I don't ask them to be on their podcast.
How come you didn't ask to be my friend?
Are you friends with everybody on your podcast? That have ever been on your podcast? That have been said here? But have you been friends with all of them?
No, but that makes my point even stronger.
No, it makes your point weaker.
No, because I'm willing to have people on that aren't even my friends. So imagine what I would do with my friends. You think they're going to come on my podcast? I come on my friends.
Clip that. So
I would say cut to it. There's many animations of me sucking and fucking and getting fucked by my friends. We animate it. But YouTube is really cracking down. They don't think it's funny.
They don't think it's funny anymore?
No.
They have no sense of humor. I don't like it. I would consider that. I would consider that forward. We had never. First of all, I think the main thing is we've never met in person. So if we've met in person, like I met Pete Holmes, and we hit it off. Really nice guy.
Gay. Did you hear he's gay, Pete?
That's neither here nor there. So then we met, and then we talked, and he's like, hey, you should come on my podcast. I said, okay, let's do it. And then the first time we really hung out was on his podcast. So I met him in real life. If I don't meet you in real life, I feel like an Instagram message is no good.
Also, it's weird that because I think he's got like a family and stuff.
Yeah,
which is fine, but like it must be really tough
for to have a podcast and a family. Yes.
No, just that because Pete's gay and he doesn't want people to know it. Every episode, I plant a seed of a rumor of somebody who's publicly straight as gay or publicly gay as straight. And I'm waiting to see what happens. Okay. And then if it ever something is real, it comes back. I was the first to call it out. And then I'm going to make $1 million.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
It's just a little thing. I don't know if Pete's gay. And if he was, I think that would be horrible. So...
But you'd be right, and look at you. You'd be rolling in the money.
So much money.
Then we could be friends.
And then I'd have you on my pod.
There you go. Perfect.
So 800-pound gorilla, which is a saying for an alpha male. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I first heard the term when someone was referring to Bill Lawrence. Do you know who that is?
No.
Bill Lawrence is he created a show that I was on. Well, he produced a show I was on, and now he has a whole bunch of big shows. He created or co-created Ted Lasso. There he is, camera guy. He Scrubs, Shrinking, Bad Monkey, like does all these things. And someone once referred to him as like, he's an 800-pound gorilla. And I'm like, what does that mean? And then I've heard other people say, and it's like, that's a saying. That's a guy.
Gotcha.
Like if like,
okay.
Yeah, you could go out and try and sell the show independently, but it wouldn't hurt to get an 800-pound gorilla attached. It's like, they don't even like, they're gorillas.
They don't produce television.
No. But they do produce comedy specials.
Yes, they do.
And Sal was 800-pound gorilla.
Yes, he was.
So is that a coincidence?
That we both did 800-pound gorilla? Yeah, I guess it is.
So what happens? You're like, all right, I got my special, and then you probably, because you don't want to be forward, you have your people reach out to producers.
Yeah, I didn't reach out to them at all. No, yeah. I actually had worked with them before because I directed a special, and who used them? Steve Burns.
Oh, I like Steve Burns.
I love Steve Burns. Yeah, Steve Burns, my co-host of my podcast that you don't listen to. Two Cool Moms.
Where does he live now?
He lives in Nashville.
How do you guys do that?
He comes to New York
every month. You guys record
we
4?
bank him. Yeah, we do like 4 a month, 4 or 5.
Does the pod pay for his flight?
Now it will. It didn't. Now it will.
Robin Hood.
That's right.
He was making a lot of money. Now that you are.
I'm going to try to get some mattress ads.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. That's why I just figured he moved.
Yeah, he did. He moved to Nashville, I think like 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
What's in Nashville? Is he doing music?
Yeah, it's so weird. He changed his whole career. Now he does karaoke professionally.
Karaoke professionally? Yeah. That's like The Voice. What's your podcast?
Two Cool Moms.
And what is that? Are you guys supposed to be cool moms, or you're married to cool moms?
No, our mothers were cool moms. So me and him have been friends for a long time. And when my schedule opened up, I was able to jump into the podcast space. Him and I were talking about working together. So we started a podcast together.
Oh, you didn't even have time to do a podcast while you were doing all that other shit.
I didn't have time for anything.
Yeah, I know Sal had a whole bunch of podcasts and he had to stop and blah, 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 blah. But were you also, is it because you were doing so much of the post-production that took even more time?
Yeah, post-production, touring with jokers during filming, and then, we did 31 episodes a year. That's a lot of...
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot.
For a decade. You did 300 episodes.
I did 300 episodes, yeah. So it's been it was a lot, to say the least, yeah.
Yeah, the post-production of that, then writing, and then working on whatever else. We did the movie in there, you know.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine. This feels like so much work, and I have a lot of help. Shout out to Tom and JonMichael, and Matt and George and everybody. They're playing me off.
Don't forget Francois.
How do you know? How do you know Francois? Sal tell you?
Yes, I'll tell you about him.
Who's your favorite and least favorite? Who do you think the funniest Impractical Joker is?
I always have said for my whole life that Sal's the funniest guy I know, and Sal always says that about me, which is funny. Like we make each other laugh in a way that's, you know, really guttural, like just a friend making a friend laugh. You know what I'm talking about.
How long have you known him?
Since I was 14. All of them. We met freshman year in high school. So we know each other, you know, 34 years.
Do you think your show is successful enough to where there would be people who want to finance even a $5 million comedy that's about the four of you, Superbad style, in high school, how you guys met and your story, but you could like, because I wrote something I'd love to get made.
Okay.
Would you make it?
Yeah, do I have to give you $5 million?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let me get back to you.
What's the story of you guys meeting in high school? Do you guys do jokes back then? Like
no,
Impractical
we were
jokes?
high school. You know, we were high school freshmen together, guys.
Right.
We went to all boy school, so we were just bonded as such. You know,
Pete Holmes, calm down.
so we did. So we just, you know, we did improv together, and then that's how our comedic journey began. Was
Improv in high school?
Improv comedy in high school. Yeah, yeah.
And in Long Island,
Staten Island, and now I live on Long Island. Yeah.
I know the difference, but for the people that don't, Staten Island and Long Island, are they both boroughs?
No, Long Island's not.
Long Island is not a borough.
It's not a borough. It's its own thing.
Staten Island, Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn.
This is the tough one.
Don't tell me.
Not gonna.
Staten Island, of course. Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, not Long Island. What am I forgetting? Once I hear it, if I don't think it, I'll be like, oh, right.
Yeah, you're gonna be.
Okay. I could see all the people at home who are like
they're yelling at the yes.
Come on, you can do it, and they're engaged.
They are,
and they're okay that this is still.
Just try to sound it out. That'll help with the engagement. Yep. Back it up.
Staten Island, we know that one.
Yeah, you got
Long
that one
Island
for sure.
isn't one, by the way.
Long Island is not one. We're gonna put that out. Yeah, that goes out in the trash.
Yeah. Long Island goes out in the trash.
Say it again. Say them fast. It's going to help you.
Oh, Brooklyn.
Hey, you said Brooklyn.
Yeah. Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, Manhattan.
Oh,
it's there. It's there. It's
go
there.
ahead,
It's there.
Do it. Do it.
Is this by chance where Rumble in the Bronx took place?
Yeah, there you go.
You know what's interesting?
It was filmed in Staten Island.
Was it? I know. I don't know, but I knew you were joking. When I said, is that where Rumble in the Bronx was filmed? I didn't have Bronx in my head. I truly was remembering where that movie was. I was just picturing Jackie Chan there.
Yeah.
And then it was in the title.
That was, oh, wow.
So I was like, is that where Rumble...
Rush Hour was?
Yeah. Is that where that Jackie Chan movie was? The Bronx.
Could you do your own stunts, do you think, if you had to?
Depends. Is it something that's like I can't do?
No, something like you could do. Like, let's say, no, I wouldn't. I don't mean like if you had to, like, we were filming a scene and you had to like run across here and like dive out the window, but it's a breakaway window and there's a pad on the outside.
Yes,
you would do that. Okay.
Well, younger Rick, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm almost 30.
Oh,
and
pushing it.
I would want to like, yes, I would want to do it, but I would like, let's see it. Let me try it out. You know what I mean? What about you?
I did all my own stunts on Jokers, which was a mistake. I almost died on one episode. We did this, the 100th episode live, and we did it with Nitro Circus, those guys that do like the mopeds and everything. They did like a collab. And I went first in this. They set up this obstacle course, and I went first. And they put us on a mini bike for part of it, but the mini bike wouldn't start. And it was live. And I was like, well, I got to do something. I was like, you know what? I'll just do it on foot. And I ran the mini course spot. And then it ended with 3 faces of the Jokers on a closed door, and you had to jump. And if it was locked, you would hit and fall. So I picked wrong the first time. I hit and I fell.
Are you supposed to do it on a bike?
No, you're supposed to do it with your body.
Okay.
So you run, this part of it, you just run up and there's 3 different faces. One door is open and the other 2 are closed. So I jumped, bang, I hit. I picked the wrong one again. I fell and I went to get up the 3rd time and the room started spinning. And I started hyperventilating. I had almost a half a heart attack. So on live TV, I called time out, and I spent the rest of the special hooked up to an oxygen machine underneath the bleachers.
Did they show you?
No, they didn't. Underneath the bleachers of the underneath the bleachers of where was it, the Prudential Center, like getting worked on. And at the end, like they're like, we got to show the people you're okay. We got to. So at the end, just for one shot for like a second, they're like holding me up, and I'm like, hey. Like Weekend at Bernie style, and that was it.
So it wasn't even the motorcycle shit that was the problem. It was the plan of just like, let's have them run into doors.
Well, it was more right after I had done the whole trek on foot because I'm not very much in shape.
Oh, so it was more about an endurance
myself.
thing.
Yeah.
I thought like you hit your head on the door or something.
No, I was like out of gas. Yeah, and I was making when I jumped, I was like making a joke. I still wanted to be funny, right? So when I was jumping, I would go hi-oh, and I'd hit a wall, and I would fall. And the second hi-oh was so weak, I was like, oh, I just hit the wall.
So you were almost hospitalized just because you ran too much.
A fat guy ran too much.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Mom, sometimes you get a little bit anxious.
I'm just a little confused how, knowing I took an edible, you want me to explain anything logically, but I'll try.
You have a little food on your lip.
Do I? A little food? A little pretzel?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I need a little help. When you take an edible,
Don't forget the edibles.
but when you get BetterHelp and you can talk to somebody, then you pour it all out. It cleanses your soul. You feel so much better.
Sounds like you're comparing therapy to taking a dump.
No, I'm not.
You were saying it clears you out.
It clears you out.
Cleanses you.
It cleanses your soul. A bowel movement does not cleanse my soul.
Excuse me.
All right.
Therapy is important, not just because you have somebody to talk to, but you also have somebody who can listen and offer non-biased information. Some people don't want to go to therapy because, oh, I'm a big, strong man. Dad, what do you have to say to big, strong men? Little pigs get petted. Big pigs get slaughtered. That's right. Mom, do you have anything else?
And I have to be honest with you, it took me 68 years to decide that I needed a little help.
Yes, and we thank therapy for that.
Done for her now.
Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/TYSO to get 10% off your first month. That's
Help.com/TYSO.
HELP.com/TYSO. I played in this softball league where you have to be however old, I don't know, 35 or something. But if your dad is in the league, you could be 21. So like fathers and sons playing it. And before I moved out here, I was in it with my dad, and one of his best friends and someone he works with, Mark, put up a thumbnail. They were all in the league together. It's the type of league where like people were smoking cigarettes in the dugout, and one of the guys would read the obituaries because he was seeing where he was going to get lunch.
What?
He would go get lunch.
No. Are you serious? That's a genius plan.
You know, now that I say that out loud, I was younger and not as sophisticated as I am now. There's a good chance he was joking. But he was very dry, and he didn't make those kind of, I mean.
Did he disappear for a time?
No, it was after the games. Gotcha. He would go. But there was one where Mark, he hit it wherever he hit it, and the guy missed, and it rolled down like in a hill, so it was harder to get, but I guess it was still in play. Mark never has to run past first, maybe to second, but he kept going. So then as he's rounding second to go to third, he's like really struggling, and he gets to third, and people like waving him on, and he stopped at third. Go. He goes, no, go, no, go. And then he does it, and he ends up running, and the bottom of his shoe fell off, which unrelated probably, but just, you know. And then he ran. He hit home plate, and then he didn't stop, and then he went into it. You play 2 games. This was like the beginning of the first game, and then he kept going into his car, and he sat in the air conditioning for the rest of the game. And the second game, he was just done, and it just made me think of that. Just I guess we're so out of shape that running could hurt you.
Yeah. I had a version of that happen to me. Yeah, it almost killed me for just running. I wasn't even doing anything.
Did that change anything to you? Like, you're like, I got to get in shape?
Yeah. I was at my heaviest back then. I was like 225 or something.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. So I had, I think having kids does that too, though. You get really aware of your mortality real quick. I was like I pop in and out of veganism now and again just to clear out the system. But
is that pop in as in like day to day, or you do like a cleanse? You'll do a month of vegan.
Yeah, I did like 7 months the first time I did it. And then I just did another like 3 months maybe a couple months ago. And then I'm pescatarian for the rest of it, really.
And
just fish.
That's just fish?
Yeah.
I will avoid meat a lot of meals. But I haven't stopped. Should I stop?
You will avoid eating meals?
I'll consciously avoid meat.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know, like a lot.
Yeah.
I had meat for lunch. I won't have it for dinner. That type of thing.
Got you. What kind of meat are we talking? Are you talking about like a steak, or are you talking about like a ham sandwich?
I don't eat. You're pescatarian. I'm Jewish.
Jewish, so you don't eat pork.
Yeah. Although it's not because I'm kosher.
Oh, it's just you don't.
I don't like. I never ate pork. I think pigs are cute.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older, I think all animals are cute.
Well,
and
I
I'm
met
really
a cow.
struggling.
That's why I stopped. I met a cow. I met a cow named Caesar, 800-pound cow, at a thing called Thanksgiving.
Why didn't you ask Caesar to produce your special?
I did, because he was busy.
Okay.
Getting stabbed in the back, in the front.
Did that track that I was talking about because they're both 800 pounds?
No, the gorilla. Gotcha. That didn't track to me. It went over my head. I imagine everybody else got it though.
So you met a cow.
Yeah.
And you're like, I like this cow. I'm done eating even other cows.
Do you know how you feel about the dog?
Mm-hmm.
You know how I'm a dog guy too. It was like I met an 800-pound dog. It came out, gave me its nuzzle. I literally pet it.
Yeah.
And it was like went in for more. Like it was crazy. And I was like, I didn't really eat. My wife was at that point. I do the cooking. She doesn't cook, and she was vegetarian at that point. No,
I do the cooking. She doesn't cook.
No, happy about it.
Okay.
She tried, but we stopped. But she when I was cooking, I wasn't like cooking a lot of steaks and anything anyway. And I was like, I could probably give up meat pretty easily. And I did from that moment. And it was great.
I said something on stage for the first time the other day about like, what was it? I don't remember what it was. There was something that happened that like I couldn't empathize with it until like my dog started doing it. And I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't about eating dogs. It was, I can't remember, but it was like something that popped in my mind when we were talking about what, blah, 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 blah. But then then I was like, and I also feel the same way. Like I've heard people say, oh, I can't believe people eat dogs, unrelated to the dog thing. But then I can't believe people eat dogs. It's like, yeah, yeah, that's horrible. But like, well, they're so smart and they're so loving and they're sentient beings. They could feel that. And it's like, yeah, but so could all these other things. And it's like, oh yeah. And it's almost like you need to go through a dog to be able to empathize with other animals. And this was, I don't remember what it was, but that truly
But that's funny because that's how I thought of it. Like it was like, it's exactly what I say there. It was like, I met an 800-pound dog because like my love of dogs is huge. So it's like, it really is like the way you relate to other animals.
So do you not eat meat, cow ever anymore?
No, never.
So when you do eat meat occasionally, or is it just fish?
Just fish.
Gotcha.
No
so,
chicken.
So when you're in and out of veganism, you're in and out of eating fish and then not fish.
Not fish, yeah. Fish, not fish. Yeah.
That sounds like a game. Oh, because of Go Fish.
Go Fish. Yeah, do you have any
what is
do you have any filet of soul? Go Fish.
Good. Not fish.
No fish. Yeah. I do sometimes I never was really big. I'm thinking about like I miss a couple things. Like I miss a good buffalo wing, you know.
Sorry, making sure.
You got it.
It was going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you not recording this whole time?
We'll figure it out.
Okay, good. The whole thing's just subtitled.
Yeah, so I do the voice for both of us. And have you go?
I would love to hear your Joe impression.
Oh yeah, Pete Holmes is gay, and then I do my voice. I go, don't say that. Don't say that. You can't say that. Even if it was, that's fine. That is a fun idea to dub
in your voice.
Yeah, well, like
do an impression of me.
Well, I was just saying, well, let's do a podcast and animate and like be expressive and stuff, and then afterwards, voice over it.
Got it.
So the conversation could be a completely different conversation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you want us to use words or just motions? Would you want me to be mouthing like, or would you want me to be like?
I think for it to look because if you watch something, you'd be like, oh, he's not saying anything. I would want it to do a real thing like this, and we could put this out like separate later.
Got it.
And then just... But
you wouldn't want it to stop right here. You'd want us to keep going and then be able to talk about whatever we wanted.
I'm saying, hey, will you come over for 90 minutes?
Gotcha.
Record a podcast. We're only going to use the video. Let's just have a conversation. We can talk about anything. Nobody's going to hear what we're talking about.
Okay.
And then later on, afterwards, you'll come in, we'll watch, and we'll just...
Yeah. But I thought this is what you were doing right now, so that's why I've been very expressive with what I've been saying. Because it's beyond me that you wouldn't just use this moment.
Huh. I mean... we can.
I mean, you could if you wanted to.
You have to come back to voice over the whole thing.
We have the internet.
Yeah, but even on, I don't like Zoom podcasts.
Oh, me neither. That's why I came in person.
And it's why Steve Burns flies over.
In New York, yeah.
Do you refuse to do Zoom podcasts?
No, I do Zoom podcasts. For me, as a creative, I'd much rather talk face to face.
Yeah.
I think it's better. You get a better connection. You make friends.
So, but I don't want to get completely off track. We were talking about, it was fish, cows. I looked to make sure we're still recording.
A couple things I miss from eating meat.
Buffalo wings.
Yeah, buffalo wings is one. Not a pastrami. A French dip. A French dip sandwich. The au jus. I love that. And prosciutto mozzarella sandwich. Those are like the big ones for me that I was always would have a lot, and then I missed them. Like I wasn't like a big steak eater or whatever, but like sandwiches.
Yeah,
I missed that part of it.
You like deli meats.
Deli meats, yeah. High end deli meats though, not your, you know.
Go ahead, say it.
I'm not going to say Boar's Head here because I don't know if they're a sponsor.
They're not.
You can't get that Boar's Head money.
They reached out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned them down. Cold turkey.
Yeah, you know, and they were really salty, and I said, "You've been."
And I dropped a cold turkey. This works nicely.
This is really good.
It's fun. We could be friends.
Yeah, we're figuring it out. You know, you're on a press tour, and I'm on a depressed mode. I've been
a depressed tour.
I've been in just a mood for a bit where I don't know if it's a mood anymore. Am I just this now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I was that for a while. I was that for a long time. For a couple of years, I was in a spot where I was like, "Oh, this can't be the new me."
What'd you figure out?
Just had to be better. Just had to like concentrate on what's right. What's like where you should be concentrating, I think, is a part of it. Focusing up. You put a lot of pressure on yourself to balance life. Do you get that? Do you feel that? Because I felt that for a long time. Like, how do you balance your life?
Between work and family?
Work, family, everything that pulls you.
I don't think I have the luxury of having that many priorities outside of just like, I mean, I'm very close with my family and friends,
yeah,
but I don't have my own, you know, like I don't have a partner. Yeah. I very much want to like start a family. I very much want that. And I feel that if I did, maybe if I was younger, I might have had an issue with it, but already I've gotten to a point where I've recognized like a few years ago, we're doing comedy and creating stuff, and like that's the dream and the life. And I'll speak for both of us because I feel like in order to do what you did for as long as you did, it had to have been important to you.
Yeah, sure.
And then it's like, it's not that stuff becomes less important, but it's like there's so much more. And it's like I started making a little bit of money when because I was on some TV shows, and I started making a little bit of money, and I was like, before my first two shows, I cared so much. The next show, not that I cared less, but I did see it like, and also it might have been the job that it was, but my most recent show was like, oh, this is just a job.
Yeah.
In a great way. I show up, I'm not, oh, I should have done this. I'm not that, like, it's just, I'm not beating myself. I show up, I did a good job, I left. And then you make money, and it's like, what is this money for? And that's where I was getting a little sad. Not that like, oh, I hate making money. I mean, I still rent a place. Like I'm not flush.
Yeah.
But like the goal, I want to buy a house. What am I doing this for?
Yeah. I'll say when you pick comedy as a career choice, though, I find it more demanding than the 9 to 5, right? Because your mind is always working on a creative. Like if you leave your job and you're in a cubicle or whatnot, like not that your job, you don't take your job home with you, but I feel like you're creating your job in comedy. You're creating your opportunities. You created this podcast. Like you do things like you didn't have to do this, right? Like this was something you were like, oh, I want to do this, right?
Well, I mean, to your argument that it's always on your mind more than 9 to 5, that would be like because you have to.
Yeah.
So in a way, you didn't have to be executing it the way that I did, but yeah, I did have to do something.
That's true.
I hear what you're saying. I could probably argue either way, but no, when I watch my brother is in the restaurant business. Shout out to the Greyhound, Highland Park in Glendale. And my dad was in the restaurant business. Now he's in the flooring business. But my dad a few years ago just started taking off Sundays.
Oh,
he's
wow.
He's 71 now.
Wow.
He wakes up every day. He goes to work at 8 o'clock, or wakes 8:30. He goes, and it's like I couldn't. That's so much more demanding than needing to think about jokes after 5 p.m. I've talked to friends and peers on here where they don't want to do this, they don't like this, and it's like, I think it's easy to forget that when you're doing something that you want to be doing so much, you can't want to be doing it 100% of the time. It's still work. It's still like you forget it's a job. So I don't know. I just think that's amazing. But what you were doing, what it got in the way of your family and how much time you were spending and how much it must, I mean, when I was doing my TV show and this podcast, it's very overwhelming and I don't have to travel for that.
Yeah.
And I have help with it. It's nowhere near what you were doing. there's like some people's job, it requires so much time for them. I'm only touring now because I never wanted to. I always want to just be, I want to be where I want to be.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. That's the hardest part. Like I had off for 3 months in the summer. I was, because now I'm able to have more control of my own schedule, right? So I was able to take off when the kids were off from school, and I had like the summer with them and whatnot. And now I went back to doing the whole, I launched my new tour now, so I'm out again with my new.
Sorry, you said you were able to take the summer off because you didn't used to be able to?
No.
Because of Impractical Jokers.
Oh yeah, I'd be working 11 months out of the year.
You guys filmed 11 months?
No, we didn't film. We were doing between everything. I'd work probably about 11 months. There was one time I saw the guys for 32 days in a row.
30 episodes of television is 11 months a year.
It was
right because you're part of
it was about that. Well, yeah, it was about that, and then the tour on top of it because we couldn't film and tour at the same time, so we would stop filming and then put our tour in, and then the live tour, and then
was the tour mostly for money? Did you
creatively too? Creatively too was very freeing. It was really like fun to do that, and it was more. We've always performed live, so it just checked a different box. You know what I mean?
Did you start doing stand-up then, or were you doing it before?
My first time was after Jokers. Was doing stand-up. So the first time I did it was about 3 years ago. Yeah, after Jokers. Solo stand-up was 3 years ago.
How do you feel about your special?
I like it. I wasn't sure I was even going to do stand-up until I did it and liked it, because I had to figure out, you got to pay the bills. I had to figure out what I was going to do. Talk to my team, and they were like, well, you perform live. You should try stand-up, see what you could do. So I went out with Steve Byrne, my other friend Mark, and we went to Appleton, Wisconsin. I did, my first show with them. I called it Night of Comedy so I could have other comics with me, and I didn't have to all on me. And I went for like 35, 40 minutes, and then it was great and felt really good. And then I went back and talked to Steve, who I trust, who's been doing stand-up forever. And I was like, do I look like, he's like, you got to just keep developing it. And they help me put together. Do I look like I should be doing this?
Like, am I holding the mic right?
Yeah, no, I know.
What do you think of the shirt?
Because I shouldn't have worn a button up. But I think I didn't want to be, I've always taken pride in what I put out there. I've always taken pride, could stand up behind what I've done and been like, I should do this. Is funny. This is good. Like I just wrote a kid's book, right? And I was like, the story is something special to me, something that happened with my son. It was a fun thing to do, and I did, and I put it out there. I was like, this is good. I had other opportunities to do other stuff that didn't really click for me, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
What's the story with your son?
It's called Where's Barry, and it's my son lost his Stuffy one night, and he couldn't go to sleep.
Stuffed
animal, and he had to go find. He was congested. He was heavily congested. He couldn't sleep, so he had to find the.
So he just likes to go to sleep when he only with one nostril. So he went on an adventure to find
because he had played hide and seek with it, and he hid it under a pot. He played hide and seek with it, like he was using his imagination, and he hid it under a pot. And he forgot where he hid it.
That's kind of like how sometimes I can't find my wallet because I left it in the phone soap. Do you know the phone soap?
No, it's a phone soap.
That white thing right there. It's on Shark Tank. Shout out to Mark Cuban.
Oh yeah.
Where you put whatever you want in there: keys, wallet, anything you want to keep cool, son. And it with ultraviolet rays for 10 minutes.
So you're big into the whole germ. That's a big commitment to be putting it in a box.
Yeah,
your wallet in a box. What do you think's going on in your pocket?
Well, I got it for my phone.
Okay,
I got it for my phone, but then every now and then
you've thrown your wallet in there.
I throw my wallet, I throw my glasses in there.
The dog.
No. Well, there's phone soap that just fits the phone, but then I got the phone home.
That's the phone home.
Yeah,
so that's a great name.
Yeah,
phone home's great. Do you put your glasses in there?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, let's say I was traveling for a couple weeks, and I get home. I wipe the wheels of my suitcase. I bring it upstairs. I take my airplane clothes off. I put it in the washing machine. I'm naked, so I'll probably wiggle my hips a little bit, have the cock at my hips and stuff. Then I will put my glasses in the phone soap while I go shower, because I don't need them in there anyway. I'm like, my glasses have gone through it.
Yeah.
That's when I do it, but I usually don't do my glasses too much. But the phone, when was the last time you washed your phone?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's all over the place on tables.
You're always touching it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's disgusting.
And then you bring it in your bedroom.
You put it to your face?
I very rarely do.
Oh, you don't talk on the phone?
Yeah, people think if I do too many jokes and they get annoyed by it and they don't want to talk to me anymore.
No? Oh.
No, I use headphones, or I'll put on speaker and away from it. I don't want the signal there. I also don't use Bluetooth headphones.
Wow, there's a lot going on. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I don't keep kosher, but I am Jewish.
The
Au jus, one of the things
Au
you
jus.
miss.
I love au jus. Do you have a microwave in the home?
Yes, don't use it.
So it's
Take
for
it back. It came with the place.
Got it. So it's for aesthetics.
It came with the place.
Aesthetically.
What am I going to do? Take it out and put books in there?
If you put a bookshelf in there, if you were committed.
I'm renting. I told you this already, and now you're just busting my balls. I do use them. I've used a microwave. I've been here for 4 years. I don't think I've used a microwave more than 40 times.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I use it. You probably know.
Hot water.
No.
Not for teas?
You
Boil. You got a kettle? Kettle?
I just use a sauce pot.
Really?
Yeah, you know how I do it?
That's original. I love that.
I dated a British girl for a while.
Not to brag, but
I'm bragging.
Cheerio.
And let's just say she taught me a thing or two about making tea, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I would
English breakfast.
Yes, English breakfast is a tea.
Earl Grey.
A little bit since we broke up. I will fill the mug.
Lemon ginger?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to twist my arm. Guy that doesn't know how to improvise, so just like to say something and they'll let you go with it. Lemon ginger, is that a pun? I'm not sure. I think he's just saying a tea. Say something that isn't related to tea. That way it'll sound like you get it. And if he is making it up, he's going to think he doesn't get it. So what you do is you fill a mug up with how much water you want.
Transfer.
And then a little bit more.
Because evaporation comes into play.
You've made tea? Earl Grey?
Once or twice in my life.
Boil it.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
I had cameras in there. I would just make some tea with you. But boil the water. And then I throw the tea bags in there. I put the lid on. I let it steep for between 8 and 12 minutes, which is also how I make hard-boiled eggs.
You do a hard-boiled egg with the cup of water transfer?
No, but
Just
timing-wise. I put you put the room temp water, you put the eggs in the room temp sauce pot.
Yeah.
And you bring it to a rolling boil. Or if you're in a rush, a regular boil.
Regular boil's okay.
Then...
Not a Peter boil.
Or a Susan, for that matter.
Okay.
Then you turn the heat off. I put it onto a different burner. I put the lid on. And if you want a soft-boiled egg, I'd say 8 minutes. If you want a proper hard-boiled egg, 11.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
I don't trust a soft-boiled egg. Like if you open... Well, here's the thing. I went to make hard-boiled eggs before, and I haven't done it long enough. I do. Just recently again. So when I go back to pescatarian, I throw the egg back in. Otherwise... I'm doing the plant-based stuff. Shout out Just Eggs.
This clip's going to go fucking viral. Wait a minute. So when you go pescatarian...
I go back to Just Egg. Yep. There it is.
Okay, go ahead. You don't trust it because it's wet and it's not cooked.
No, because like the first... Yeah, you open it and it's like running. And that's not what you were expecting.
Yeah. Well, unless it's what you were expecting.
Yeah. Then you're fine with it. But I wasn't expecting it in this scenario.
Love jokes. Don't like yolks. Don't eat the yolk. So hard boil or soft boil, I'm getting rid of it.
Gone. We don't need those. We don't need those calories.
It's the taste. It's strictly because of the taste. It
Yeah,
makes me
because
gag.
it's like dry.
It's gross.
In comparison, I don't think there's another cuisine that has a yolk and the disparity between a yolk and an egg white, right? The consistency of those two couldn't be more on opposite ends of the spectrum.
What are you talking about?
Egg white is so inviting and soft and relaxing, and a yolk comes at you at a hard, dry.
Well, you're talking about hard boiled. What about if you just make scrambled?
Then you're mixing the whole thing together. The egg white's carrying the bulk of that.
What about just like a soft boiled, a runny?
Runny yolk?
Yeah, people love that on their sandwiches.
We were discussing a hard boil.
Yeah, but you're talking about the disparity between a yolk and a white if it's prepared a very specific way.
Right. That's what I was. So you're talking to me like that's wrong to bring that up.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Give me another scenario of
a yogurt and pineapple. The pineapple's going to be frozen. It's hard. You can't chew through it.
Could you stop talking out of your ass, please? Because a pineapple and a yogurt are two different foods. An egg is self-contained. An egg is self-contained. An egg comes to you in the packaging. Inside an egg is egg white and yolk. Okay.
Inside, so if I get pineapple ice cream in the packaging.
You don't pick a pineapple ice cream out of the thing, out of the ground. That's
Is that
made.
where the eggs are coming from? Are they growing out of the
ground? No, they're popping out of chickens. You know this, silly goose. Stop it. So they're going.
Okay, that's ridiculous then. Bite into a cow, the flesh versus its bone.
You don't eat cow bones.
You eat marrow.
You suck the marrow.
Yeah, you don't suck the flesh.
Right, you suck.
The disparity between flesh and bone marrow is greater than yolk and white. So get the fuck out of my house. In fact, you know what? Now I'm so right that I'm getting rid of that 10th. I've only been wrong 9 times.
This has been take your shoes off. Thanks.
Yeah, they know. I think that your disparity between the yolk and the white is so out there, man.
I don't agree with your bone marrow comparison. I don't.
You think that the disparity between bone marrow and
you don't eat the hard part. You suck on it. You don't suck on a yolk. You eat the yolk.
Yeah, and you eat the white.
Right. That's what we're saying. You eat the flesh, but you don't eat the bone. You eat the white, and you eat the yolk.
When you hard boil an egg, they're both solid. The yolk and the white. They're not that far apart.
But the texture and taste, to your own point of why you spit out the yolk.
Okay, how about a proper ribeye?
Okay.
The fat cap.
You just keep going back to the bone.
The fat cap.
That's not nice to call me that. This is the first time we've been together.
Funny stuff, but let's not get away from what we're talking about here. And now I know that you realize that you might be wrong.
Now the fat cap, you do eat fat. You're correct. You do eat the fat.
I would spit out. I spit out that fat. People do eat it though.
Yeah, I'm with you.
The difference between the meat and the fat cap versus the white and the yolk, buddy,
comes together in one thing. That's a better comparison than bone marrow.
Yeah. But you really gave me shit with that pineapple ice cream thing.
That was terrible.
I didn't realize you were talking about it needs to come organically packaged.
And that's where you went off track there. That was your mistake. But I'm glad you realized that.
But now that you moved the goalpost,
yeah.
What do you think about the fat cat meat versus the
I didn't move the
yolk?
goalpost. Now that you're on the plane on the right field, I congratulate you on a very well executed counter argument.
Thank you.
And I'm not afraid to admit it.
So do I win?
If you want to.
Cupcakes?
You would.
Now the crunchy sprinkle of a cupcake versus the frosting.
Oh, but there's two prepared things,
TPTs. All right. I think we're kind of getting into it. I think the podcast starts right around now.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually, the first between 20 minutes and 45 minutes is usually just for Patreon.
Got it.
What's up, everybody? My name is Rick Glassman, and if you want to check out the beginning of this podcast, head to patreon.com/Rick Glassman, where we talk all things pescatarian. If you are interested in 800-pound gorilla and my best friend's wife and boy, are my arms tired. What's the name of your special?
Messing with people?
See, I was messing with you.
Yeah, got it.
What about when people do that? What about when people like luck into something? See, that's what I was doing. It's like, no, you weren't.
Yeah, they try.
What's your take on liars?
I don't like liars. Nobody likes liars.
People don't know when they're lying, though.
That's true. That's a different thing. If you don't realize you're lying and you're not doing with malicious intent, that's different than somebody's going to do something for you.
I want to stick with the lying category for a minute, but put that aside and this idea about without malicious intent. I think intent is very important. I also think that people are giving intention way too much credit. Talk on this.
Partially, I mostly agree with what you're saying. I think intention is a lot though, because the first time, I don't think if people people need to learn. Right? If you are tending to do something and you realize you misstepped, if you don't course correct, you're wrong.
Fair. First time, because it's like a lot of times I think intention is glorified because, well, that's not what I was meaning, but like you still have to take accountability for your own negligence
100%.
And not recognizing how you make people feel.
I'll say accountability is the most important thing. I will say accountability for your actions is top tier of your character.
Yeah. Accountability, not only is it nice because like, you're acknowledging the other person with that. It also is something where it's like, how are you going to, like, I was dating somebody who would do these things and then she would say, sorry. And I would say, okay. It got to a point where it's like, well, are you still upset? And it's like, I don't know. I mean, it depends on the situation. Like maybe I'm upset, maybe my feelings are hurt, whatever it might be. But like, the bigger picture is like, sorry really doesn't mean anything if there's no change in behavior.
Yeah.
And without accountability, you're not going to change in behavior. So I guess being accountable, like when you said that thing about the egg yolk and the egg white and how wrong you were and how stupid that was.
You might be. Yeah.
Well, it was stupid and it was wrong and it was bad.
Okay.
And
you might be a little bit.
Well, do you hold yourself accountable?
I'm accountable for it, but I don't.
Right, that's enough.
That's all I want to say. You're right. Yeah.
And then like the self-awareness for like me to recognize the fat cap in the meat. Like that was, look at me, look how great I am. I'm
You're
so
fantastic.
Great.
Yeah.
So that's what
everybody's saying it on the streets. We've been talking about it.
People have been saying some really nice things about me. I have to imagine.
I've heard nothing but nice things about you.
Oh, good. Thank God. I don't know what they're saying, but I do know that when I turned like a certain age, people think I'm 27.
Really?
But I can imagine when turning 30 and I would find out how people would like how people felt and like some of the stuff they said about me. I remember being like, what? Like I had no idea.
Really?
People just, yeah, I was, you know, you could imagine, do a lot of jokes and people got annoyed with me and I stepped on people's like time. Like I would be big and I would be invasive and I didn't have any self-awareness, limited. And then I was
Did you course correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine well, maybe I'm perfect, but if I'm not, then it's not perfect.
Right.
But there were years where I was like really sad. Like I have no idea what anyone's thinking about me. I was saying I'm sorry about things all the time. I was like dimming myself to the point where it was like self-sabotage, not just being kind to others or giving them their space. And then when I came out the other end, it was like you know, course corrected, but I still like have no idea how people think about me. I have no idea what people think about me.
Do you care?
Yeah. I've had this conversation on the podcast before about the caring. Like when people say, I don't care how people think about me, I think that's a very defensive thing.
Yeah, I don't buy into that.
Yeah, you should care.
You should care.
It doesn't have to influence your decisions outside of if it doesn't agree with where you agree with what you want and your morals. But like, of course you should care.
You sure? I heard a very, very good thing that helped define a big part of me for a while, and it was don't accept advice from people. Well, don't accept criticism from people you wouldn't go to advice for. I think that's.
I said that. I made that up.
Oh, that was you. Yeah, I didn't get to the end. It was Glassman. So I was.
Pull it up.
You're right. Oh, I have it hanging in my home. Actually, you can get it at home. Goods.
You might have gotten it framed too high up. If you bring it down,
there it is.
Yeah, like how you hang the certificate on the back.
Yeah,
you can't really
blocks for the framing when you frame it. I think that's important, but the people that are out there that say, I don't care what people think, are normally people that should care.
Yeah.
I find that a lot. It's like, I don't care what people think. Like if it's said with that, I agree. It comes from a place of defensivism, but if that's a word, I think that's defensiveness. Thank you. I think that's a part. I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
If a lot of people saying the same thing about you,
yeah,
might be something to it.
Yeah. I talked about that actually on Rainn Wilson's podcast. Shout out to Soul Boom.
Soul Boom's so great. Love Rainn.
I was so happy growing up. I thought I was the best. My mom applauded a bowel movement. She wanted me to play the piano for everybody. I thought I was the best. Then I found out I'm not the best, and that made me very, very sad. And then as I tried to go back to be liked, I realized that before I had awareness and after I had an awareness had the same thing in common. I cannot control and I will never know how people feel about me. And it made it easier to accept, oh, this is just what it is. Not saying, fuck you, I don't care what you think, but just this is what it is. And being honest about, hey, I'm feeling insecure right now. Hey, that hurt my feelings. Hey, I'm a little bored with what we're talking about. And I want to. And that because that has been validated for whatever reason, maybe because I made it silly or because people thought it was a joke so they could hear it better, whatever. But what has come out the other end and helped me with the depressive state of not knowing how people feel about me is the only thing I could do is be honest. And the best way of being honest is being in touch with how I feel.
Why are you rubbing in my face that you were on Soul Boom and I wasn't? Is that why you bring up the clip? Did you want to show everybody? So because now let's bring up my clip of me on Soul Boom and it'll just be a black screen because I'm so on it.
Or it's just, you know, that same clip of me, but then it's the inverse is just you, but it's my voice doing you. Yeah, and it's like it spends so much time in editing. People are like, I think I get what they're trying to do. Yeah, but this isn't a thing. Yeah, the idea of like trying to understand how people think about you is exhausting and time consuming, and you're just going to be writing it anyway. So pay attention. Try to surround yourself with people who are going to be honest with you. But also like that was this came up because I said I made a joke. I'm like, you're like people are saying nice things. I'm like I bet like I know it. Like I was making a joke, I guess, but like might as well just assume people are saying nice stuff. Right?
Because why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I do feel like it's hard to know how people feel about you. Maybe it's hard for everybody. I feel like that's not necessarily one of my strengths. Even on comedy shows, when people are laughing, like I'm like, really?
You don't believe that they find you funny?
Well, that's the negative version.
Got it.
It goes both ways. Like, if I think I'm being funny, then and they're laughing, I'm like, yeah, I'm the hilarious.
Yeah.
If I think I'm being funny and they're not laughing, I think I'm being hilarious. If I don't think I'm funny and they're laughing, I think they're wrong.
Got it.
And if I don't think I'm funny and they're not laughing, now we're on the same page. The only so
There's only two truths in that situation.
yeah. Also, like, you ever watch other comedians and people are laughing and you're like, I would like to say without judgment, but obviously judgment is involved. But it's like, it's not that funny.
We can't watch comedy though, right? Like you can't.
I do.
No, I watch it all the time, but we don't
watch
watch it.
everyone's
What I
special,
mean
like
is you don't watch it through. I mean, you loved my special, right? Messing with People, available now on YouTube.
You're messing with me. I haven't seen it yet, but it did come out a couple weeks ago.
But I will say, like, we don't watch it through the same lens. I enjoy comedy. I love comedy. I watch comedy all the time. I actively laugh, but I think being in it, you're like watching with a different lens.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
But then you watch.
The best is when you could lose yourself.
Yeah. Then
and
watch.
you're just like something, you're just going.
Like, if you were to see me, you would be like, wow, this isn't like comedy at all.
In a good way or a bad way?
Well, I mean, depends if you're doing drama or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are times that, like, you watch people and it is just like, oh. But yeah, I don't know, like, laughing. I do a bit about like being in high school and younger and like my first kiss and when you're first like going to kiss somebody and how scary it is. It still is, but like, especially when you're younger and you don't really have the tools to communicate yet. And like, what if you go in to kiss somebody and like just a, like a little kiss and she kisses you back? Is that because she wanted to kiss you, or is it more uncomfortable to pull away than just do that?
I might as well be here and do it. Right?
Yeah, and then just not call you or confuse you because you aren't speaking directly. So like, I think like people like the intention thing. Like you could say, well, my intention was to not make him feel uncomfortable and just to like end it and then slowly fade out. But that's your intention. But what you're missing is. Also, you're doing it to make you not feel uncomfortable because of what you're assuming I would feel, which you don't know and you can't know because you didn't ask and you weren't interested enough. And also conditioning yourself and the people around you to do what is most comfortable at the cost of then not being direct and honest and feeling safe with who you are and what you want.
Yeah. More gets built in the uncomfortable than comfortable.
Yeah.
All the time. 100% of the time.
Yeah.
That's where growth comes from, right?
Will Smith says fail forward.
And I agree with him.
Me too.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, people are they don't want to be uncomfortable, but they don't know why they don't want to be uncomfortable.
Well, being uncomfortable and failing are two different things though, right?
I think that was an analogy.
Gotcha.
Like, failing isn't a problem. Just when you fail, learn from it, fail forward.
Of course.
Being uncomfortable isn't the problem.
No.
We're so scared of this discomfort that we don't seek what's on the other end of it. And that's another thing I think Will said, or I've heard at least from him first, is like things that are valuable are on the other end of failure. Or maybe it is discomfort. Whatever it is, Will's great. We all slip up sometimes,
100%.
Slap up. But yeah, people are fear discomfort to the point where it's like, why?
I think when you're talking about first kiss stuff, there's so much going on in people's minds. It's more interesting to me when you're talking about when you mention like later in life, like because there's so much going on, right? Like if you're teen first kiss, whatever that there's so much going on mentally, physically, everything, emotionally, right? But then when you're older and you're in your mid 20s, later 20s, and you're
mid to late 20s,
present company included. And I'm saying like that's when you're going to like if you're afraid of the uncomfortable at that point, there it seems like you're making more of a conscious decision because you've been in that situation before and it's like this is how I'm going to deal with it.
Well, it starts when you're younger.
Yeah, I guess so.
If I lacked such awareness as a kid that I didn't know I was supposed to be uncomfortable in certain places, and I did what I did, and for better and for worse, I found out like this is okay. So as I've gotten older, I'm like, I'm not so afraid of just saying how I feel anymore.
Yeah.
But like if you're in your 30s, your 40s, and you're like, okay, you know what, I'm going to stop eating meat now, as opposed to a lifestyle that you've always done. It's like getting chicken pox as an adult. Have you had chicken pox yet?
Yeah, when I was younger.
Fuck. I had something I wanted to tell you about.
Well, you can still tell me.
No.
It doesn't work as well.
No, because if you've had chickenpox before, you wouldn't get it. I'll try, but I don't think you'll get what I'm saying.
I get shingles if that makes you feel better. Okay. I can still get a viral infection.
So I used to think chickenpox and shingles were related, and it turns out that they're not.
No, I think that's a big miss.
Go ahead, you can call me it.
I don't want to.
You can call me Miss Glassman.
It's going to be out there in the world. I don't want to.
That's fine.
All right, Miss Glassman.
Like,
I don't think Miss Glassman. You're correct. I thought they were the same strain. No, is it a misconception?
I don't know, but I used to think that like if you got chickenpox when you're younger, you can't get shingles, or if you haven't, you can't. Whatever it is.
I thought you couldn't get chickenpox again, but you could get shingles.
Yeah, but that's like.
I have a sister who had chickenpox and shingles, so you can get both. She gets shingles a lot, actually. She's a roof.
Clip it.
She gets it. So it like recurs. They say it's stress activated shingles. It's in your body and it gets activated with stress.
Like herpes.
The same thing. Is that the same thing?
Will you ask your sister?
If she has herpes, it's gonna be a weird phone call.
And if she does, I'd like to meet her. Is herpes the most judged STD?
Oh, for sure.
Because when it gets really bad, then it's not judged as much as like you feel bad for a person. Below herpes, it's like you get a shot. But herpes
is the bottom of the floor of oh no, right? Like that's syphilis is all right? You take a penicillin, don't you?
I don't know.
Gonorrhea here today, gonorrhea tomorrow. You don't have to worry about that, right?
Do you have herpes?
I do not.
You know how to edit this. You wanted room temp, didn't you, or did you want cold?
I'm not going to answer your questions. We're just going to be putting words in my mouth. Right now, I might as well say, I have herpes. I'll just say
I was just trying to get you to say yes.
I over-delivered there for you.
Have you ever been with a person who had herpes?
Not that I know of, no.
Do you want to?
You?
You
don't have to get into it.
I will.
You sure?
Yeah.
This is being recorded.
I know. I met a girl.
Okay. Don't use names beyond that.
Of course not, but you would know who she is.
Amanda? If that was her name, that'd be phenomenal.
Whoa. What's her last name?
I don't want to get into it.
Well, she is a Victoria's Secret model.
Ooh, fancy.
And the secret's about to get out. Herpes. No. Well, we were doing our thing. We're making out.
All that at the same time?
That was us making out.
Okay.
And
she was there for that.
She was there for that. Well, I was doing my thing, and then she was there for that.
Got it.
Yeah. Kissing and stuff. And then after during the kissing, she let me know.
During? Not a before? Quick question, because this is a big thing here. We talked about intention earlier. Did the kissing come on hot? Did she know the kissing was coming? And then she didn't say, or did
We're in a bed.
So yeah, that she knew. Okay, go ahead. So that's not good.
And then she told me.
Okay, and then what did you do? Recoil in fear?
I was surprised. Mm-hmm. I was aware that you can't get that from kissing a woman's mouth.
Yes.
And she said it's dormant. You know, like it's stress activated.
Yeah.
I said, then don't watch my podcast, or at least don't edit it.
Your poor editor. I hope you pay your editor so much money.
He could get more money. I pay him probably more than any other podcast would pay their editor, percentage of what they make wise.
Gotcha. And that's all we could ask for.
Well, he's watching this.
You're welcome.
Yes,
you're welcome.
You could ask for more. But no, come on, dude. I got you the laptop. I give you bonuses. I don't even think we're going to have an ad on this episode, which I don't want to get into at the moment. But, you know, the ads, they come and they go. I immediately was like, I don't want to have sex with you.
Yeah, so you stopped.
Yeah, she said, which was a bummer for her. You know, like you could wear a condom. She there's nothing showing there. You know, I also, this was I was younger when you're just hooking up with some people sometimes.
Yeah.
But like if this is somebody that I was interested in having a relationship with, it would definitely be a conversation out to figure out.
Yeah. So you'd have to deal with.
Yeah, but like not knowing who this person was and like,
yeah.
I mean, I knew her. Yeah. I was making out with her in a bed. And
in case you missed it, guys.
Also, Did I tell you she's a Victoria's Secret model?
You heard Amanda.
Do you know who? Oh, is that Kerr? Amanda Kerr? There is a Victoria's Secret model named Amanda.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not her though.
I'm not up on the Victoria's Secret roster.
I was big into Victoria's Secret when I was younger because that's what I used to masturbate to.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like all respectable young gentlemen.
Did you? My Victoria's
100%.
Secret catalogs?
100%. Yeah.
That was a while ago, huh?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
It's crazy. Now you could just jerk off to like
Anything.
Yeah. And I
do.
I'm gonna jerk off to this.
This podcast.
But yeah, Victoria's Secret catalog. That was the thing. And if you couldn't find one, I think I've looked at like in underwear catalogs for Sears or some shit. I don't remember.
I remember there was a National Geographic.
Oh, because of is this racist to say they had really long tits, right?
I wasn't speaking of that. I was speaking of National Geographic. I was not going there at all.
But you know what I'm talking about?
I do know.
They have like
the
clay
people that live in Africa
plates in their mouth, and they have really long tits,
long mammary glands. Yeah,
which I think is great. I mean, listen, we all originated from Africa, so I think that as we evolve, if we ever evolve enough as much as black women from Africa, I think even white women will have really long tits with plates in their mouth. But at the time, I remember looking at those tits and thinking, oh, that's not the same as this gentrified bullshit Victoria's Secret catalog stuff.
You were thinking that long ago.
Yeah, I was. I used to feel really ashamed. How come I'm jerking off to these Victoria's Secret models instead of these really long, evolved, what's the word I'm looking for? Enlightened tits. But anyway, you were talking about black girls?
Iceland. I was talking about Iceland.
Always wanted to go and see the Aurora Borealis. Go ahead.
And they were doing this thing about like Icelandic women, and I remember there was just a group picture of some beautiful women, and I had used that and I was in a tight spot, and I had used that.
You were in a tight spot. You're like, I have to come now.
I have to right now.
And
you know what it's
Secret.
like being 14.
I mean, yeah, it was 13 years ago.
Yeah, there you go. So it's not too far ago.
Where would you normally do it? A bathroom?
No. See, I had an issue in my house because growing up, my bedroom was attached to. I had a railroad bedroom, so my parents had to go through my bedroom to get into theirs, which was terrible. So there was no
like
privacy.
a tandem
Two
garage.
doors. Yeah, exactly right. So they would have to like go through. So I had no privacy. So sometimes I would retreat to the attic because the attic door was in my room. So I used to go up to the attic. The bathroom didn't have a lock. Our bathroom didn't have a lock either, and we only had one bathroom with a shower in our.
How many
room.
siblings?
There's 5 of us in the house. My parents and the 3
You
of us.
have the vibes of lots of siblings.
I have lots of cousins.
That's what I was picking up
I'm
on.
the youngest of 15, so I have a big Italian family.
Oh, the floor. That's like herpes.
I'm the herpes of the Gatto clan. Yeah. On the other side of it, there's 28 kids under me, so like it's like a huge family, and I'm the bridge.
They're all the syphilis and shit.
They're the syphilis and stuff, and then above me, is the gonorrhea and whatnot.
I thought gonorrhea was below herpes.
Gonorrhea below, yeah.
I don't know. I'm happy to say I'm not that educated in that kind of stuff.
Excellent.
I use coasters,
Yeah, so. I can't imagine there's many problems there.
She goes, I have herpes. I go, I don't want any rings.
Do you come home and put your penis in the phone home?
I do wash my hands before I go pee when I'm out.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's smart. I always said that. Why do we wash our hands after we pee? Because our hands are dirtier than what's going on. It doesn't make any sense.
I wash my hands after I pee if I get pee on my hands. But
who's peeing on the hands at this point?
I don't know if I mean, I have to imagine I have at some point, but I pee in my pants.
You do this? The hands behind the head when you pee? I do the hands on the wall. Sometimes
when I go to a urinal and I'm next to somebody, I do, yeah.
Yeah.
You do too?
Yeah, I did the hands on the wall. For a long time, I used to drop the pants all the way to the floor for the joke. It's so fun. I used to embarrass Sal all the time. He would never go to the bathroom with me because I would just walk in, I'd drop it on the floor, and I'd throw my hands on the wall and go, oh, and just pee really loud. And then I used to kiss Murr on the back of the neck when he was peeing in the urinal. I would sneak up behind him and just kiss him on the back of the neck.
We would become friends as if we were strangers and didn't even know who each other's were in a bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
One of my best friends, John DeWalt, we met doing background work on Angels and Demons and just doing bits, and it was same frequency. And I know if I were to find you in a bathroom, one of us is doing the bit first.
For sure.
Yeah, I would connect with you. We should do a bathroom pod.
Bathroom buddies.
Bathroom buddies. I sometimes will go. I have a couple of reoccurring bits that I do in my life. Things that I do. When a delivery person drops off food, since COVID, I don't open the door anymore. I just haven't put it out there. It's just what I do.
Yeah.
And I look through the people, and when they take a picture, I go, "Do you want me to take one with you in it?" almost never get a laugh. Usually they just say no, like they don't need that. But thank you.
Yeah.
And then when I go to the bathroom at urinals, I'll go up to the person using the urinal and like, are you using this?
That's great.
Thank you.
I use in my special. I actually dive into, because messing with people, I dive into the bathroom where I do a lot of my.
Came out a couple weeks ago. You can check it out on YouTube.
So
we'll put a link in the description.
One of the things I always do is I leave the door when I'm in the stall. I leave it unlocked, not open, just unlocked.
Because you want somebody.
I want somebody to open it.
What kind of reaction do you like to do?
I love when they open. I go, finally.
Yeah, good.
So it's always fun for me. I'm big in doing stuff that's fun for you. There's nothing better than making yourself laugh.
You grew up without a lock on your bathroom. I wonder how much that influenced your comfort in that kind of
100%,
stuff.
100%. Yeah, I used to, all the time we would be in the bathroom with my sisters, my father, my mother, everybody all together. It just was one bathroom with a shower. So if you were showering and somebody needed the bathroom,
right? Did you ever think about masturbating in your room, and if your parents walked through, you'd be like, finally?
Yeah, that would have been perfect. You're right. I didn't ever thought of that.
So you mostly, as a kid, jerked off in the attic?
No, I got in my room too. I timed it. I would know if mom was downstairs and what she was getting into.
Would you ever, like, nobody was home and you're not even horny, but you're like, I have the house to myself. I better do it.
I have to do it now. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, for sure. You're on the clock.
I was watching Bill Maher, and I don't remember where it came
Masturbate? That's odd.
So I was coming to New Rules, and there was one of the things that came up was something about how a kid was complaining. It was on Reddit or something that like his roommate doesn't leave because he just plays some video game all the time. He's like, I have nowhere to masturbate. And I was like, that is a real problem.
Yeah.
That because, I'm a little bit older and I'm making enough money to rent my own place.
Yeah.
I could masturbate wherever I want.
Yeah. Yeah. Making eggs, cleaning phones, whatever you want to do.
I typically don't masturbate that, exhibitionally.
Yes. You like to be right. What do you do with the dog? Do you shut the door so the dog can't come in? No. Yeah, right with you.
So I was dating somebody who had a dog.
Oh, it was the worst.
The best.
You liked it, huh?
Loved the dog so much. And it was her dog. So like, you decide.
Yeah.
And the only problem was if like after a woman has an orgasm, you know what I'm talking about. They have to go to the bathroom.
They do?
Here's a little trick. If you're fucking a girl who comes and then she doesn't go pee shortly after, you might be a redneck. Okay? Because she didn't come.
Gotcha.
And
I didn't know that life hack.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I like if a woman fakes an orgasm and then she doesn't go pee, I say, you are indicating and you're not actually believing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest turnoff to me.
A liar.
Yeah.
We bring it full circle.
So what were we talking about? Peeing, girls, pussies, dogs.
Dogs. We start with. I was talking about the dog. What do you do with the dog when you're having some alone time and you jumped into?
So, but what I was saying about having sex with the with the other person's dog, when she would go up to pee because she would just fucking.
Because she was orgasming everywhere.
Yeah, or she just had to pee.
Yeah.
And then typically I would stay in bed for the rest of the day. But if
because you were exhausted,
yeah, I mean, I just kept going like this with her on top of me.
From the powerful lovemaking you were throwing around.
But if she were to get up and I were to get up, the dog would then mark his territory and pee on the bed because he saw. So now I would know that, like, like let me wait for her to come back after I came on her back. I don't, but just because of math.
Just because, yeah.
But other than that, so like I became comfortable sucking and fucking in front of dogs.
Yeah.
So then I got this baby. And I wasn't sure at first, like still like if we're in bed together, he goes under the covers and he goes right next to me. And if sometimes I wake up and I'm just,
Yeah, ready to go.
But if he's there, I'll then take the covers, separating us. So he's still right there.
Hide the shame.
Yeah, he's right here.
It's like a peep show in 1974 Times Square.
That's, I don't know. That was, I don't know. That's like 25 years before I was even born. So I can't, I don't know, old man.
You don't know history of Times Square?
I didn't know that people used to masturbate in Times Square. I did not know that.
You did not know that.
Is that why they call it Good Times Square?
Good Times Square. That's exactly where it comes from.
I really did not know that. No.
Why do you think women were peeing all over the place?
Wow. Is that really a thing?
Yeah. Times Square. Yeah, the peep shows in Times Square. It was a big thing.
What, people would go in and you just like masturbate, kind of like I'm picturing.
So you put like a quarter in the thing and the sheet goes up.
Like in Taken.
Very much so.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but except it's not a rotunda. The person's not on an easy bake oven. spinning around,
Did
But-
you ever do that?
Did I ever go on the Easy Bake Oven and spin around?
No, you know what I'm asking.
Did I ever go to try to buy?
I know what you're gonna do. I know what you're doing.
You're asking me if I've ever done taken.
You know what I'm asking? I'm asking, have you ever gone into a place where you put in money and the curtain comes up or something like that?
I've been in strip clubs, but I haven't been in a place where those kind of things. No.
What do you do in a strip club? What's the
Normally just 5 to 10 on this main stage.
You're so talented.
I
didn't see it coming.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't see it coming. But I'm now realizing you're deflecting.
That I've been in a strip club? I just told you I've been.
Have you ever come in a strip club?
No. Come in a strip club? No. I don't drink.
Me
so
neither.
strip clubs are not really fun for me because a lot of their techniques really work on drunken men.
I've gone a few times.
I'm not a strip club guy. I would say it all. I've been there for bachelor parties, of course.
Nice.
On the road with friends.
You're counting.
Yeah.
I think you're,
Yes, we've done it.
I've been there for bachelor parties.
Have you been there the most for bachelor parties? You think?
Yeah.
Well, right. Like that's pretty much.
Yeah.
I think that's a go-to for most guys, right?
But like they go and then they'll go on the pole and they'll like with their heels they'll go.
They clap to get your attention. You know what that's
and
for?
it's too loud.
That's what they do. That to make everybody look at them. I learned that from a stripper friend of mine.
Who's your stripper friend?
I don't want to get into it.
Amanda.
Works at Victoria's Secret.
Works at Victoria's Secret. She's not a model.
She's an intern.
She's corporate. Oh, she doesn't even get paid much.
No. That's why she got to work the pole.
Understood.
Yeah. No, that was. I didn't know that. I always thought that was very annoying. It's like, why do they do that? It's like basically just get everybody's attention to look at the stage.
Yeah, I don't think they want to be there.
Yeah, a lot of them don't. Some of them do. Most of them maybe.
I wear a hat.
Okay.
My hair dry. I think I'm dry now, and I wanted to check, but I don't. I want to look in a mirror more. Do I wear my hat more, or am I okay like this?
I would wear your hat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or do this. Now you're good. Get it puffier. There you go.
How's this?
That's good.
Thumbnail pic. Look in your camera.
Oh, did we have to? I didn't do poses.
There's options.
There you go. We want to give options.
Oh, he smells so good. What kind of doggies do you have?
I have 11. I run a rescue, Gatto Pups and Friends. And I have 11 dogs that are mine, and then I have a rescue with 14 dogs in it right now.
So you have 25 dogs in this place.
Some are in foster. So downstairs, I think we have 8 or 9 right now.
With the 11 that you have,
Mhm.
can you name all of them?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mikey, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, Davey, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny, and Brian.
Okay, say it again.
Cannoli, biscotti, tartufo, spumoni.
All desserts?
Yeah, they're all desserts. Tartufo. I said tartufo, right? Yeah. So cannoli, biscotti, Napoleon, tartufo, struffola, the brother and sister fettuccine Alfredo, mocha, chestnut, and cupcake, and
The last one, Bronx.
Bronx. Bronx is the last one. I always forget the 11th. Why do I do that?
Could you picture the face?
No, it's just there's a lot of them. I get them when they sleep in the bed. So mocha, okay, I could do it that way. So struffola.
They all sleep in the bed?
8 of them do.
Do you have like that bed that Shaq has?
7 of them do. No, they're all small dogs. They're all seniors. I do a senior dog rescue. So
Just because they're senior doesn't make they're small.
We can't take big ones.
You don't take big old dogs.
No, we do, but we try not to. Yeah, because we just don't have the space for them to have a good life there. So it's mostly.
Do you have pictures that you could send me that we could put up?
100%. Yeah.
Can I see a picture of you guys?
I'll show you my 3 that are like mine that love me are biscotti, spumoni, and chestnut.
And you had those all first before the rescue?
Biscotti was our first rescue. She's 11 years old now. But yeah, they're this is Napoleon and Struffola. These are 2 of the bigger ones, Napoleon and Struffola, sleeping in the beds together.
Yeah.
Those are probably the 2 biggest ones.
Do you all take care of them?
Yes, we do. Yeah, me. It's a family affair. My wife and I run the rescue. My wife really runs the rescue, and then
She's not cooking.
You know that. She doesn't have time. That's the whole fam. See, me, my kids. That. This is them getting a treat.
Wow, those look big to me.
These are the bigger ones. These are my 4 bigger ones. That's cupcake.
Show here.
Here, those are them right there. I can send these to you too if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cute, man.
So yeah, I love them. I'm a big dog guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know that, huh? Didn't do the research.
None.
Great.
None whatsoever.
We're not friends, I guess.
Well, we're becoming it.
It's very true. I agree. Started as peers, and we're going to end as friends, hopefully.
Yeah, I have some podcasts where I'm doing interviews and I do my research. I usually don't.
I rather that, I think.
Yeah, I usually don't.
Especially
if it's somebody who is going to potentially be doing bits.
Gotcha. Did you think I was going to come and be all bits all the time?
No expectations.
Bits and pieces.
It's kind of my thing now.
You did your homework though. You reached out to Adam to see what kind of guy I was. You reached out to Sal or no?
I don't remember if I reached out to Sal to tell him, but I was talking to him. I told him, or he just knew. I think I told him. Adam just texted me today. He goes, "Have a good time with Joe." I don't know. I figured you were just with Adam.
No, we were talking because I'm in town, so I just want to see. Try to see him. You know.
Yeah. No research necessary. I mean, I've probably seen you more than most people. I've seen more of your stuff than most people. I've seen so much Impractical Jokers,
right,
you know?
Right, yeah. That's a lot of me because I'm not a character on that, you know, just me. So do you find me in person very close to that or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for what I would imagine, I really have very limited expectations with so many things.
That's where I excel.
No, but truly, like I don't know. I'm back to the idea of like, what do people think? How people?
Yeah.
Like I just became very aware of the stories I was writing, and it wasn't like I'm like, all right, be fair to people, don't have expectations. It was just stop writing stories, and then that just happens. Like I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I will say that like you see you performing. It's all performing, even when you're behind the scenes and you're talking. We're on camera. You're performing. You know.
Yeah.
But it seemed like you're the kind of guy that you are, that is like, you're a nice, silly guy from the East Coast. Sal is a nice, silly guy from the East Coast. So like, you guys I know are close. So I just figured, oh, it's going to be that.
Yeah.
He's just going to come over and we're going to talk about, I don't know about the dogs.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you're going to bring cupcakes. I do treat this podcast a lot of the time as, hey, I think I want to meet somebody or kick it with somebody. Even Adam, who I've been friends with for a very long time. He became one of my good friends because of this.
That's great. Like we're going to be.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree.
I mean, I would love to share a urinal with you.
For sure.
And see what happens.
You mean you got to hit a bathroom ASAP?
Well, how long are you here?
I'm here for 4 days.
I haven't seen Beetlejuice yet.
Nor have I.
Do you have an interest?
I do.
I'll let you know if and when I see it. I might want to go see it. I almost always use a urinal.
You just tell me if you like it. You're not going to invite me to go to the
Right.
movies. I'll give you my review.
Have you seen Beetlejuice yet?
No.
I'll let you know what I think. I'm going with some of my friends, but we don't have room for you. Well, we don't want to go with you.
Yeah, gotcha.
But it's just guys that we want to be with.
100%. I get it. Yeah.
But
I wouldn't fit.
Yeah, and it's that, like, I don't want to. You get it. I didn't do research.
Yeah.
I will almost always use a urinal in a movie theater, either before, during, or after.
You're a adoring movie guy?
No,
I don't
try. I try not to.
I try not to. Yeah.
But you know,
it sneaks up on you.
Sometimes it's like you have to pee and you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after usually, and that's Bit City because you know everybody just came from the same place.
Right.
It's like
you pee on a plane?
Sure.
Yeah. You're not afraid of that.
Yeah, but I will go to the bathroom every time after to go wash my hands, even if I don't have to pee.
You use the water inside the airplane to wash your hands?
No.
Or do you use bottled water?
Neither. I use a hand sanitizer.
Smart.
But then I wash my hands at the airport.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, and then like we all came from the same flight, but we all said the same movie. And it's like, what'd you guys think of that movie?
Yeah.
I like doing that stuff.
I love the conversation at the urinal. Like, water's cold, right? That's one of my uncle's
cold water, huh? That's good.
My uncle loved that one.
Yeah, just talking to talk.
Yeah.
But when the other person knows that's what you're doing and they're down for it, that's why I feel like we would connect in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Pretty good bathroom, huh? Water's cold.
You want a really fun one. I know you don't like to put your phone to your face, but if you put your camera sound on and you have your camera open and you pretend to be on a phone call and then you snap a picture like when it's the phone here and you'll hear
so, like people think that I'm taking pictures of them.
Yeah, which is fun. And then the guy will look and he'll look at you and you'll be like, oh, bye, and you hang up. That's a fun one.
That's a dangerous one.
It is, but it's fun.
Kind of like taken.
The picture's been taken. So it's exactly like taking.
I'm going to start taking pictures of guys in bathrooms when they're going to the bathroom now.
There you go.
I like going to movie theaters so much.
I love it.
And you walk around, you look at the posters and stuff.
So great. So nostalgic. That's why I got into the whole entertainment. I want to be, when I grow up, I'm going to be a movie director. Like, that's why I wanted. I was
What I
love
wanna be
film.
doing.
Yeah. Great.
Not specifically movies or TV, but movies.
Movies, yeah, for sure.
But like directing, creating and directing.
Yeah. Screenwriting too, right?
Yes. Yes, because I want to make stuff in my voice.
Yeah.
But what I love to do is act and direct.
I wouldn't act in the stuff I direct. I want to direct. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're a good actor.
Thanks. I appreciate. So I was just the wire was a little. I appreciate that.
No, but that's different. Like you're good in that format. I'm not. I wouldn't consider myself a good actor at all.
Well, here, act like. Let me see. Act like. You have really long tits.
Whoa!
Bad.
That's right. I told
That's
you.
not bad.
That's all right.
That's not bad. Okay. Let me show you how I would do it.
Go ahead. Show me. Act like you have really long tits.
Great.
Better.
I have really long tits. Why am I surprised? I've had them my whole life. You know what I'm
See,
doing right now?
And this is why you're playing the world's smallest violin.
Rubbing my nipple.
Oh, nice. It's up here.
Well, now it's down. Sorry, bud.
Oh, look out. Cuddle up, buddy.
Animate it. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty relaxed now.
Good.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Great. I love that. Me too. This is nice.
Are we going to get some food at some point while you're here?
Sure.
You want to try that maybe? Play it by ear?
I don't want to commit to it, but yeah.
That's why I want to play it by ear.
Yeah. That's what I thought you meant when you said, let's play it by ear.
Yeah. Yeah. We could get some food.
Mm-hmm.
We could go to a urinal.
Let's not confuse those two.
We could even go to a bathroom in a restaurant.
Yeah.
I prefer to go in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Speaking of nostalgia, how do you feel about snacks in a movie theater, and what kind of snacks do you get?
I used to do Goobers, which are their chocolate-covered peanuts, which all movie chains have taken over, and they do their own brands of chocolate-covered raisins and chocolate-covered peanuts. They took out the Raisinets and the Goobers, and they decided to corner the market on it.
I have not seen Raisinets in a movie theater in a while, but I have not seen their own brand of them.
Oh, no? You haven't seen a milk chocolate-covered raisin?
Not at an AMC.
Mm.
They also are very limited, which is not a treat that I get at a movie theater, and I love to get a movie theater.
Junior Mint.
No. Damn. Something I'll go to a store and this is trash.
Red
candy.
Vines.
Trash.
Terrible, right?
Twizzlers, good.
They gave away Red Vines at a movie premiere I just went to. I was just disgusted. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not
and it was
good.
the East Coast movie premiere.
What was the movie?
It threw me. It was the Shut Up and Dance With Me. No, what was it called? The one with the guy. The one with the what's his face? The scary one. Speak no evil. Speak no evil.
James McAvoy.
Phenomenal.
Talk about a good actor.
Dude,
you should see me act. What were you going to say?
Is it that scary?
James McAvoy is fucking fantastic.
He's probably the best actor out there right now.
I'd like to clip that whole part, and I want to tag him in it, but including my joke about the thing that I just did. Maybe he'll think it's funny and he'll come on.
You want him to come on? We can text him.
No, I know you're joking. You're not friends with James McAvoy.
No, you'll never know.
I do know.
How? How would you know who I'm friends with?
I know.
You don't think that my reach would reach James McAvoy?
You just gave me even more information that I know it's not the case.
Okay.
This is what I do.
Okay.
If my friend, good enough friend to where I would ask if you
Did
want
I
to do
say
somebody's
friend?
podcast. You wouldn't ask him if you weren't friends with him.
Why? I asked you to come on this.
You wouldn't ask me.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I do. There's no case. But the first tip was you spoke negatively about the premiere of Red Vines, which is fine.
Like he's picking out what candy served?
You didn't mention him or the movie. If I were to talk about something that Lamorne was in, a friend of mine, Lamorne.
I know him, yeah.
And they had fucking M&Ms. I would also be like, Emmy award-winning Lamorne Morris had M&Ms. I would gas him up. You didn't hype up James. You didn't hype up his movie. There's no way that you're friends with him.
Well, you're friends with Sal, and you didn't hype up Sal at all when you mentioned Sal earlier. So how does that work? Because we were talking about that, me and Sal, you said we have a mutual friend.
No. Do you really not know the difference? Because I'll break this down. Do you really not know the difference?
I'm
okay.
Confused to how your stance.
Even more of a tell of how much you're not friends with James.
Call him Mr. McAvoy, please. You don't know him like
Mr.
that.
McAvoy is his father. So Sal, you already know that we're close. And I have said a nice guy, bits, funny, East Coast. I had said these things. I've also literally had him on and promoted him and talked about him. And at the beginning, I brought him up. I'm friends with Sal, but then when we watch your show, my parents, I don't know when, end of last year, like I've been talking about him in a positive way. The only way I know how to talk about him. You brought up James McAvoy's movie without even bringing up James McAvoy's movie. I was hearing something behind me, and I think when I move, it's this.
I didn't know what was happening there. There it is.
So, yeah, that's preposterous.
I don't know James McAvoy.
I didn't know that you didn't know him. I was very confident that you don't have his contact information and you're not peers with him. But I would love to have him on if you could figure that out.
I will. And now I have a mission, and I will get James McAvoy to be on this.
I do know somebody who I used to be very close with, if you know what I mean, who is friends with him. And I wonder if I should message this person and say, hey, could you ask James McAvoy if
he knows Joe Gatto?
That's what say. Yeah, same joke. I hate to burn a favor on this.
Listen, please.
We're fact-checking the podcast. And the only thing I can't figure out, well, she goes, well, what did he say about him? Well, she just said the premiere, he didn't like the red vine. She's like, they don't know each other.
They don't know each other at all.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, he's fantastic.
He was great. Yeah, and it was a really good movie.
What treats?
You know what?
You don't get treats in a movie?
No, I do. I'll do a popcorn. If I go with the kids, I have to get all of it. I try not to really do much of it though. But I'll do I'll sneak in a cup of coffee.
You have to sneak it in?
They won't let you? I don't do the coffees there.
But they won't let you bring a coffee in? They'll let you.
They'll let you. Well, I walk in with any.
Yeah, so you don't sneak it in. You're kind of just bad boying yourself up right now.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's frowned upon and you know it. So
I literally brought in cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory into a movie.
Confidently? Or did you feel like you were doing something
but
wrong?
I didn't hide it.
Okay. So I didn't say I hid my coffee, but I don't know why you're coming at me.
You snuck it in.
I snuck it in, but you wouldn't say that. Like, you're a smart man. You know that it's frowned upon in the industry to bring your own snacks.
I don't think so.
Concessions.
I bring a bottle of water almost every movie. I don't feel like I'm sneaking it in.
You know the term sneaking in snacks to movies. You're making it like I've made it up.
There is a difference between sneaking in snacks and sneaking in a beverage.
How? Sneak is the common denominator.
They will never stop a beverage.
Bullshit. If I walk in with
COVID.
You can do anything. All rules are off after COVID.
You can't bring in Bunch of Crunch. And that's the treat I was talking about.
That's your treat?
At a movie theater, I'll get a Bunch of Crunch.
Yeah.
If I'm really if I'm because I'll get it even if I'm not.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to do that.
So fun.
But if I really am wanting snacks, I'm stoned or whatever, I will maybe get 2 Bunch of Crunches. But what I like to do is I like to get a popcorn. I like to throw it in the cardboard box. I like to top it with my chocolate.
Oh, you mix it up, yeah.
And I recently discovered, and I talked about this on a podcast, and someone's like, you didn't discover that. I'm like, even, what's his name didn't discover the Americas. The long titty Indians had them. Can I say that? They were there first.
I'm not sure.
But that guy, what's his name again? The Sopranos, they had the day about him. And they're like,
Victoria?
Columbus.
Yes.
And like, he wasn't the first to discover it.
Right.
Like, I wasn't the first person to masturbate, but nobody taught me. I discovered masturbation. And I think that's a kind of, it's in our genetics.
That's for sure.
Anyway, I discovered throwing pickled jalapenos in my popcorn.
Wow. That sounds delicious. So you bring them in from the store? You bring in like a jar? Did it get cold in here? Everybody listening at home, there's this draft. Let me shut the window.
Oh, sorry, you were doing it? So I don't eat hot dogs much anymore because they gross me out.
Yeah,
but I miss hot dogs the same way you miss buffalo wings. At a movie theater, if I'm stoned,
you'll get the hot dog.
That's the only place I get hot dogs. Take that back.
Oh.
There's a place that I love to.
Baseball.
Nope.
Really?
And when I tell you, if you've had it before, which you probably haven't, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And you'll be like, me too, it's unbelievable. If you've never had it, you think I'm out of my mind.
Got it.
I'll give you 30 guesses.
Is it a corn dog?
Yes.
That's all I needed?
Well, from where? It's not, it's
the corn dog from 7-Eleven.
Oh.
No.
They don't even have corn dogs, do they?
They don't. They have the rotisserie thing. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
A corn dog from a specific place. Is it Is it Costco?
No.
No, people love the Costco like food mart thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's not that. It's the best corn dog in the world. And everybody who's had it will agree.
It's that popular in the corn dog industry. It's in the ether, yeah.
Yeah. People that know. It's not like everybody knows, but people that know.
It's like if you're going to have a corn dog, you got to have it from.
Oh, yeah, you've never had a corn dog unless
Is it a business like a Costco? Is it like a business or is it like a?
I don't want to trick you.
stadium?
Technically, yes, it's a business.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
it's not like
Staples.
it's not. Yeah, it's not someplace where it's not like consumer goods like that.
So it's someplace that has like a.
People, I want you to comment before we get
Pause
it out.
it right now.
Anybody who comments the corn dog that I'm talking about, I'm gonna know that's your guess. If it's after the fact, then you could say, "Oh yeah, this corn dog is so great," or "I've never had it." But I want you to guess, or just tell me where your favorite corn dog is. You don't even have to guess. Tell me where your favorite corn dog is. I would love to see that.
You'll see the percentage of what people think. I'm not a big corn dog guy, so I'm coming at this.
You don't have to be.
Really.
You have to eat meat.
Got it.
But even if you're not a big corn dog guy, you're gonna like this. You remember that suit guy who said he guarantees it?
Yeah.
I'm not that confident because.
So you get the corn dogs at Men's Warehouse?
I guess it's not consumer goods, but I'm telling you, their corn dogs are unbelievable.
Okay.
No, you want me to tell you?
Yeah, please.
Disneyland.
Oh.
Main
you know
Street,
what? Now that you say it, I know it's of legend. Now that
you've heard people talk about it?
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, I go like once a year.
Disneyland.
Taryn Killam. Do you know Taryn? He's a big Disney guy. He's got the year pass. I'm not going to tell his business, but he is, big and he's earned it. He's paid it. He hasn't it wasn't like, oh, I was on Saturday Night Live, I'm going to take free. No, he paid for the thing and he has the thing and he does the thing and he does it right.
I could call him. We could talk about it. Friends with Taryn.
Do it. I believe you.
But
you
do
believe
it.
Me? Yeah. Get him on the phone.
You believe me?
I do. I don't. I wouldn't necessarily put money on it, but I will not be surprised.
It'd be amazing if I could just call James McAvoy right now.
Texting him, James, do a Taryn Killam impression. Could you hear?
Yes, I can.
Hi, you've reached Taryn Killam.
Right to
Please leave
voicemail.
Your name and number, and I'll get back to you. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Taryn, Rick Glassman from the Take Your Shoes Off podcast, and I'm here with
Joe Gatto
and James McAvoy. And we were talking Disneyland corn dogs, and I wanted you to chime in. If you get this within the next
3 days,
I was going to say about a few days, give me a call or just text me, and we could put it in the episode. And how is everything?
That was perfect.
I go there, and I think last time I was there, I got 5 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you high? In
I think I got high
That's
later.
That's gonna be weird in Disneyland.
No, people get high at Disneyland all the time.
Do they?
Oh yeah, it's like a thing. People like do acid and stuff, like stuff that I don't even know.
They go on
about.
like It's a Small World.
Yeah, like that's like a thing that people do.
I can imagine that. Yeah.
But yeah, I just get a little high.
5 corn dogs?
5.
You pack them away? Have you
They're
ever
big too?
Have you ever? Nice. Have you ever been fat? Would you ever have considered yourself to be overweight?
Yeah.
In your life,
There was it. So
you're a tall drink of water, though. How tall are you?
6'3".
Okay, so that helps. You stretch the fat out.
But I broke 200 once, and it wasn't muscle.
Oh, okay.
I'm normally in like the high 170s, low 180s.
Really?
Yeah, maybe mid 180s. When I was in my best shape, I was in my low 190s, but it wasn't fat.
It was mass.
Yeah, and as I stopped working out, I would lose weight. And because the muscle, I would lose muscle, but like I would get like I still have like at the moment I'm not in the best shape. I don't think I'm fat. I'm okay.
I wouldn't call you fat,
but like I do like I have a proper belly sometimes.
Portly?
Is that a thing? Portly?
Husky, portly. Those are kind of the same things.
But I feel like portly is not necessarily your belly.
Portly's all over?
I feel like it is. I don't know.
I use portly for myself often.
Yeah.
I'm all belly though.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of this going on. I got some of this coming. That happens with me.
Next
the
up.
jowls, yeah. I get the jowls sometime.
And then sometimes you don't. If like you eat.
I gain weight in 2 places, my stomach and my right here, like the Under Armour. See you later.
When I eat poorly, I'm affected my energy,
yes,
my joints. When I eat poorly, I hurt. I actually limit my gluten intake. I got off. I have some joint pains, just Jewish, but I had.
You have Jewish joint pains?
Jewish joints. And I would
not
have,
the pain specifically.
Well, they hand in hand, my friend. Disneyland corn dog, delicious. Jewish achy joints.
Achy joints, gotcha.
This pain that I'd hear all the time, and I would get massaged, and I would put the CBDs and come here, Bob, tiger balms and all these things, and it would hurt all the time, or at least be uncomfortable a lot.
Yeah.
And then I got off gluten for a month, and it went away for years.
Really?
And now I'm not gluten free, but.
You gluten aware?
Yeah, I'm gluten. I have an intolerance and I limit. And sometimes, like I'm like whatever. Like I want to have something.
Yeah.
And I'll be okay a lot of the time, and then I'll have something else again, and I'll get off track, and I'm hurting there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. I just ate.
You're right. I had the pasta.
Yeah. Blah 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 blah. And then that's where I learned that even if you don't have celiac disease, that gluten is inflammatory, and not everybody feels it. Also, not everybody's in touch with how they're feeling and why. But when I bring it up, like to my brother, for example, he thinks, at least maybe he's changed his opinion. This was years ago, but like he thinks it's a hoax. Like people are like, oh, like saying I don't want to eat gluten it triggers people the same way where woke people are like, whatever woke people are like that bother people. Right. You care about what pronouns? Like you fucking lose.
They throw it in the same bucket. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, first of all, my gluten and my pronoun doesn't need to affect you.
I'm not telling you my gluten is broken now. So.
Yeah. Was and when, because I do limit them. And I found some great gluten-free options.
Yeah.
I also now I'll do lettuce wrap stuff and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because it also helps. It just makes you feel better overall.
That's the thing. Fat sometimes gain weight, but like I will be in pain when I eat poorly.
I feel bad. That's why I dip in and out of the veganism, because I'll feel bad. I'll feel like sluggish energy. I'll hurt a little bit.
With fish?
No, not with fish.
But that's when you dip in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, with fish. That's right. Yeah, I thought you meant was I eating fish? No, like that's why I'll cut out fish. I'll go straight. I'll go straight vegetable. Like I'll go pretty raw
which is what Pete Holmes has been trying to make people think he is.
Raw,
a straight vegetable.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, I don't know if Pete Holmes is straight or gay, and it's really none of my business.
It's none of our business at all.
Yeah. But if he were gay and he wanted to do like a funny bit with me, where we would do gay stuff together as a joke, I mean, I'd at least read it, see what he wanted to do.
You got to give it a read.
Yeah. Some of the best hair in the business, that guy.
He has all the best hair in the business.
Great hair.
So great. He's a guy I became friends with by being on his podcast. So I feel like we're on the same track.
Same. He came on mine first. I think that was the first time we met each other.
Oh, really?
He's also a bit boy.
Yes.
Love a bit boy.
Dude, he's great. And he's one of the best bit boys in the business.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
I think he is too.
Look, you are taking his compliments as your own.
No, I just really appreciate when somebody shares the same point of view as me.
Oh, yeah.
So go to a movie. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I podcasted with Are You Garbage Boys? Are you in that world? Because you guys are from there.
Just did that with them. They're great.
And I talked about movie theater treats and hot dogs, and they were like, hot dog at a movie theater?
Yeah, you're definitely garbage.
It wasn't about garbage or not.
That's
They didn't
what the
know
whole
that
podcast
was
is.
no. It was them on mine.
Oh, got it.
And they didn't think that was like a traditional
treat
thing. And like movie theaters have hot dogs.
I'll say like coming up.
To a clip.
Are you a hot dog guy, Rick?
I think they're gross, but that doesn't mean I don't like them. I think they're gross, but like when I go to a movie and I'm a little stoned, I love getting 2 hot dogs, jalapenos.
They have hot dogs at the movies?
Holy, see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, genius or madman.
Wait a minute.
I didn't even know they
hot
dogs at the movies.
That's not a weird treat at a movie. That's not a.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
dude.
it is.
I didn't even know they sold them.
Baseball games, dude. That's where you have a hot dog.
Oh,
are they on the check out AMC? Are they on the menu at most?
They are.
Hot dogs,
now.
All beef, of course.
Listen, I love a good diesel. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big dog guy.
You like diesel? You like family?
Family?
Shout out to Finn.
That's pretty good. Just
put up a picture. Man. Put up a picture of Kevin's vehicle identification number. A hot dog in a movie theater is not an odd thing. When you, I want other comments. Not only are you commenting how many people you've had sex with, and if you're willing, add your age.
Mm-hmm.
Hot dogs in a movie?
Have you ever had a hot dog in a movie theater? Yes. I've had a hot dog in a movie theater. Hot dog in a movie theater is weird. Or I haven't had a hot dog in a movie theater, but it's not weird.
I think it's weird. I mean, I've been to the movies a lot. At one, I didn't even know they sold them. Two, I never had one. Two, anybody I've gone to the movies
You
with
said 2 twos.
has never had them.
That was a 2A, 2B. I get it.
Yeah.
You've never seen a commercial or a trailer or that thing that they do in the beginning and before the preview start in the movie?
No, because
where the
snacks.
people are setting in and they have all the snacks. There's no one eating a
They got
fucking
gummy
hot
bears,
dog.
snow caps, popcorn.
You also don't see a hot pretzel in those openings, but that's not an uncommon thing in a movie. They're showing the staples. They're showing the popcorn and the Coke.
So you agree they are staples?
I don't think people get hot dogs more than they get popcorn, but I think that a hot dog is not an uncommon thing at a movie theater.
I would argue it is.
Well, you
I
have
I
argued, and
am
you did
doing that.
argue
I'm
it.
currently doing that.
I would say I didn't know that they were treats because growing up they weren't treats for me. They came in pretty late in the game, I think, like with the pizza.
No.
For me, it was like the pizza came in at the same time.
The pizza and the chicken fingers, they were way after the hot dogs.
The chicken fingers came way after, I agree. When we used to, the evolution of man of treats was the popcorn. Then you got a nacho with the Tostitos when they came in hot, and they gave you the Tostito nachos, right? You could get that. Then a pretzel.
I feel like the hot dog came in with the soft pretzel.
Maybe pretzel in that. I could say that there. I would say the first thing that was non-popcorn that was like a hot treat was a nacho plate.
Sure, because much like popcorn, you don't need a kitchen for it.
100%.
But you know what else you don't need a kitchen for? A hot dog.
Because you just put it
or
right
a pretzel.
You put it in the roller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
And
the
then
hanger.
the pizza, that they needed at least an oven or something.
yeah.
That was different.
That's when the microwaves were going in and you could sell yours to them. And you could make some money on the side.
I
Because
could
you don't
sell
need
yours
yours.
to them.
Yeah. You could sell
I wonder if there's a way of finding out when did the hot, because I do think of a hot dog at a movie theater.
I wouldn't pick it there. I mean, bowl games, yeah, of course, but I wouldn't.
I'm not saying would you get a hot dog at a movie
I
theater.
didn't remember them there as a choice.
Let me know if you think of hot dogs in a movie theater or not, because all the comments are just going to be about hot dogs and corn dogs.
Hot dogs, corn dogs.
When did hot dogs enter the movie theater scene?
Penis.
Fuck, it's just a bunch of penis. First thing that came up, a guy in the movie theater is eating a pack of cold hot dogs.
He snuck them in.
Classic performing hot dog. Here's a video, an old looking video of a hot dog in a drive-in movie intermission video. Which makes me think they must have been around for a while.
They're doing the march. The old school cartoon.
You know
You're 100% right. You're 100% right. That was the drive. Well, come on, a drive-through is different. Drive-through had a full kitchen. Drive-through was basically a food truck. Like it had like a kitchen.
Movies.
Yeah, it is a movie.
And they influence each other. I want to put up this video. It's called Classic Performing Hot Dog Drive-In Movie Intermission Video. And that looks old.
Yeah, but a movie theater and a drive-in were two different kinds
Absolutely.
of things,
But I'm saying if they had hot dogs at the drive-in in the 60s and 70s.
it would have been influenced the indoor version. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, hot dog is
Do you think that was East Coast, West Coast? Where'd you grow up?
Cleveland?
Middle.
That's not middle.
Middle
We're touching New York.
Middle of Ohio.
I'm 45 minutes away from New York.
By what? By airplane?
By car.
How fast you driving?
75. You?
Checks out.
Not Manhattan, not the city, but
where?
But
New York, the border,
like Syracuse or something. Let me see.
Yeah, you're upper, aren't you?
How far away is Cleveland from New York?
Penis.
Fuck. It never works when I ask something like this. I need location services.
Too much. It's already too much. No, now it's talking to you. Try again. Now it's talking smack.
Hot dogs with jalapenos, popcorn, and I almost only drink. Very rarely do I drink something like this. I'm almost exclusively water.
Me too.
All the time.
Water,
Love
coffee. You don't do coffee?
I stopped last year.
Okay.
But
don't
I
get
had a
into
chai
it.
latte.
Don't get into it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want you to.
It's
not going to be that kind of podcast.
Sometimes we'll get a fountain soda.
Yeah.
At a movie theater.
Okay. What do you go with? You go Dr. Pips?
I go with a Coke usually.
Coke
but
nice.
I'll sometimes get a root beer for a little bite.
Yeah. Yeah.
A soda. You
When
get it,
when
right?
you see the bubbles popping out because the cold is so great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Why
I
don't
take
you-
the lid off.
Whoa.
You got to take the lid off so you see it and you feel it while you're drinking it. The lid is just obstructing.
Well, most movie
everybody.
theaters now, you fill it up yourself.
Yeah, I love that. And then you take a couple sips and you go back like a little bad boy.
I'm not saying I do it,
Yeah.
but I'm not saying I don't know what you're talking about. When you allow yourself to have that thing,
yeah,
and you normally don't have that thing, whether that's soda, whether that's casual sex,
Yeah.
wherever on
the spectrum, yeah,
wherever it is. I'm sure there's more on both sides of those, but like,
no, I think that's it. I think you covered everything.
everything is in between that. There's nothing less than soda
and nothing more than
sex.
casual sex. Yeah.
Okay. Then and like like there's no I shouldn't be doing this because you're like, no, I want this and I'm allowed to and I'm going to. The type of appreciation, like I'm having a fucking soda, dude. And a hot dog and some jalapenos and some bullshit chocolate that is I wouldn't eat on a plane.
You feel like you're doing something wrong, but you're not. You're just exercising your right to be an adult.
Well, that's the thing. I don't feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Right. Well, no. Okay.
That's what's so pleasurable about it to me. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay, got you. You're not. You're saying that you're winning at life because you're like, check me. I'm doing hot dogs. I'm watching a movie. Gotcha. You're coming from that point of view.
Listen, I try to eat well. I eat pretty well, and I cheat too. But like, not all the time. And if so, like, I'm not gonna I'm gonna have fries today. I was at the Laugh Factory recently, and my buddy Amir. Do you know Amir K?
No.
Asif Ali. You want to get something to eat. It's almost midnight. And I'm like, I'm not that hungry. I want to get back to my doggy. Earlier that day, I was thinking, I miss going to get food with friends.
Yeah.
And when I was thinking that, Amir was one of those friends I was thinking about. And I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And we went, another comic there, Ian Edwards. I don't know if you know him. But then we all sat together at Swingers. And I'm like, I want to get whatever I want.
Yeah.
And I got a chicken meal, like it came with some quinoa and some beans and like nothing bad there. But I got a side of fries. Yeah. I got a side of onion rings. Ooh. And I got a strawberry milkshake with Oreos in it.
How'd your shoulder feel the next day?
Fine. Fine. I haven't been
against all odds.
The only gluten was in the onion rings.
Onion rings, right? Yeah.
And while I'm eating it, and I'm dipping it in
what's
high
sauce?
Fructose corn syrup.
Oh yeah,
not even. Sorry, barbecue sauce. Can I just get some high fructose corn syrup? And it's so thick, it's not real.
There you go. Of course.
And I'm just like, this is because I knew I was doing it, as opposed to like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have. So anyway,
you're celebrating it. You're coming from a place of that, which is so much better way to exist. Guilt free, living life, crushing it.
Yeah, but guilt and shame, it doesn't service us a lot when we're mean to ourselves, but it is also the voice saying like, don't do this. And then I could be like, you're right, I won't. Or I could be like, I understand why you say this, but I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Like when I'm watching TV and I don't want to wash my face or brush my teeth yet, and I'm really tired, and that voice says, go to bed. I go, I don't want to. But then the voice says, wash your face and brush your teeth. If you want to come back down, you can.
That's up to you.
I won't want, I won't want to.
Right.
But when it's like, oh, it's 1 o'clock, I'm not that tired, I want to get a churro.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't want the churro. I'll sometimes go out loud, I want the churro. I honestly, out loud, when it comes to treats, I want churros.
That's how people know you're going into fun mode. He's like, he's yelling at himself. We're doing it, baby.
Through the window. You just they caught me jerking off. I want churros. For a while, for at least a month, if not a little bit more, once a week, I had churro night, and I would order 4 churros, full size.
Really?
They deliver. There's a place nearby that has great churros.
Wow.
And we could back to the microwave. That's when I use a microwave
to heat up the churros.
It's for desserts,
nice,
or breakfast foods.
Okay.
Like sometimes we'll get a pancake delivered, and if I but I usually eat them cold.
1 pancake.
There's a place where I get stuff, and it's called the Almond Energy Pancake.
Oh, cool.
And it's gluten-free, and it's still a pancake.
Yeah,
it's big, spiced syrup.
You have that cold. Oh, no, because syrup on a cold pancake is disgusting.
I disagree.
You like a cold pancake? What if I'm having a cold pancake? I don't mind eating the pancake like it's like a cupcakey kind of thing. You're just eating that. But if I have syrup on it, I need it to be a little warm.
Is it cold syrup or room temp?
Regular room temp.
Yeah, I like a cold syrup. I like a cold syrup, or even a room temp syrup with a cold pancake.
Okay, yeah, it's a little different. Churros are also my least favorite of the desserts.
Interesting. Do you like cinnamon a lot?
I hate cinnamon.
Well,
cinnamon, mint, raspberry, marshmallows. Not all me. And ice cream. And my body says the opposite of that.
None of your dog names had any of those except for ice cream. It had a couple: Spumoni and Neapolitan.
And I had a gelato Napoleon.
Well, Napoleon, I think of Neapolitan ice cream, right?
No, Napoleon is the layered
three layers.
Layer, with the cream inside. Neapolitan is the Spumoni, which is the ice cream. I have a Spumoni.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But it's still the same three. It's the green, it's the red, it's the brown.
That's a Spumoni. Yeah,
right. And Neapolitan is also those three colors.
No, it's strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate.
So there is a cookie that people now call a rainbow cookie, but I grew up it was a Neapolitan cookie,
yeah.
which was the 3 layers, and those were the colors. Jam. It was green, white or yellowish,
and red.
And
red.
Oh, right. There was no brown. Oh, the brown was the chocolate.
On
that was my. I love that.
Yeah,
cookie.
that's a great cookie. That's a great cookie.
You give it to somebody who doesn't know that cookie and they don't love it right away and they think it's dry and it's like, right.
It's like a hybrid. It's like a cake cookie.
Yeah. But I like a Neapolitan cookie with water. Is that crazy?
Very. But we all know, listen to this podcast, you only drink water or if you'll treat yourself in a movie theater with a sparkling fountain beverage.
Do you like a liquid with your Neapolitan cookie?
I'm a coffee guy with every dessert. I do.
I thought this was in that kind of podcast.
You're right. Sorry.
So you drink coffee at night?
I drink coffee all the time. Yeah.
Wow.
It doesn't affect me sleep-wise.
Adam drinks a shit ton of coffee, or at least he used to. I think he's limited.
I think he's calmed it down, yeah.
Yeah, he would come over with like that shit.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't know. I don't do big quantities. I do over time. I'll do a lot. If I'm in a casino and I'm gambling, it's coffees all the time. I just always do it. But I don't do like a big jug of coffee. Like I'll just do a normal size of coffee, 3 or 4 a day.
Whoa.
Yeah, sometimes.
What do you like to gamble? What game?
Craps is my game, but I play everything. Baccarat.
You like Vegas?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going there this weekend. You want to come? We go to a urinal together. Talk about urinals. You have been to urinals in the Bellagio? Fancy. So nice.
What are you going this weekend for?
I'm going to the gala for Imagine Dragons. They have the charity gala, and then I'm going to the iHeart Music Festival to present. So I'll be doing a little bit of business. But I'm meeting my family there, which would be fun.
Yeah, I'm not going to intrude on a business family thing. Also, like,
do you go to Vegas a lot?
Not as much as I want to. I used to go like twice a year.
Oh yeah,
drive there with a friend or friends.
Yeah, when I lived out here, I did that. That was so fun.
Yeah, I love it. I love.
What is your game of choice?
Blackjack.
Blackjack. Yeah,
I like poker.
I don't like poker. I don't like taking other people's money.
Oh really?
I like taking the house money. Yeah, I don't really never took to poker.
Then why don't you just try to lose?
I could just do that and I just give to charity then.
But blackjack, and I like roulette.
Oh, roulette's fun.
I do.
Roulette's a fun game with people. Have you ever played craps? Because I would tell you right now, I don't know. I think you would enjoy a craps game.
It's my dad's favorite.
If you're there's nothing like if you're with your friends at a table,
together.
It's just you playing together, and you're not worried about intruding on all the superstition and rules. It's just the game is very confusing to people that don't play it because you could literally bet anything.
It's confusing to me, but I've still played it. I didn't catch
if you're at the right table, it's fun. I had a very good friend of mine. We were at his bachelor party, and it was all of us down at Binion's downtown, and we had so much fun. Not anybody
Binion's downtown. That's in New York.
It's in Vegas in the downtown district. Yeah, it's an old one. It's like $3 crap game, and it was so fun because nobody really knew how to play, but we all had the whole table, and everybody's cheering for it, and it was just such a fun experience. You know
that. Playing together thing, I have found a way to do with blackjack.
Yes,
which is when you're with a group. I know everything to do with blackjack. It's not I'm not like bragging. It's just like it's binary.
Yeah,
this is what you do.
This, yeah.
And then I'm also bleep this. You could unbleep now. You could guess what I said. I'm a good blackjack player. What I like to do is. You, me, Sal, James McAvoy,
Taron Killam.
Taron Killam. Everybody give me $200. We got $1,000. I'll play it for all of us. But we're all doing it. We're all playing.
Yeah.
And we win together. We lose together. And that kind of energy is not the same as craps, but like. I get what you're saying because of that. Like when I'm sitting next to a friend, I want him to get blackjack, but also what am I going to get?
100%.
You know, there's no way around it.
Yeah. I do that with Baccarat. Have you ever played Baccarat?
No.
Okay. So with Baccarat, I'll do the thing
that's like the rich man's game.
It is, but it's not. It is. You could get $25 Baccarat, but if you want the good game, you got to get in the back. But the good thing about this, you could risk as much as you want. So if you get the feeling that this is the one, I'll be like, guys, this is the one, and everybody will come in because you're all playing the same 2 cards. You're not getting multiple cards.
Right.
You're picking player or bank, and everybody gets the same card. So it takes away that part of blackjack that you don't like, where you have to worry about multiple hands. You're worried about the one hand.
Yeah.
Everybody jumps in. Everybody wins. You go to the friggin' buffet, and it's so fun.
Are you a buffet guy?
Yeah. I don't shy away from a buffet.
I used to. It kind of grosses me out now.
Well, yeah. You've got a lot going on with it. Yeah. I wouldn't put you any place as a sneeze guard.
Incidentally, I bring my own for the table. I love gambling, going to shows.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of Vegas is great for that.
Staying in a nice hotel.
You got to come. I would love to go to Vegas with you. I think we'd have a lot of fun there.
I would love to.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
I miss it.
What are you doing in May? Come in May. I'll be there again in May.
What's in May?
I got a show in May there.
Like a stand-up show?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I think so.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Do you know Brad Garrett?
Yes, I met him.
He was on the last season of the show I was on. I became friends with him, and he's got his show there, the Brad Garrett Comedy Club. And he goes up there. He just goes up there like twice a month, and he just does it. He has an interesting relationship with stand-up where he likes doing it there.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do it. It just feels like he just loves it, and that's his place where he does it.
Yeah.
And he said, whenever I want to go and do shows, and it's like, I want to go and I want to do it when he's there too.
Yeah.
Let's maybe do May, and I'll talk to Brad. Maybe we could go over there and just do some fun little guest spot or something.
Yeah.
Go see some shows.
Yeah. I would love it.
I'm jonesing for a Disneyland corn dog and a Vegas trip right now.
Well, we go to Vegas tonight and be back for the morning.
We could go to Disneyland too, but the problem is Main Street, you have to buy a ticket to get into the park. You can't get it at downtown Disney.
You don't have to buy a ticket to get into Vegas. You just show up.
Yeah. Do you fly there? Oh, obviously.
From New York, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've driven there before.
Yeah, I would like to potentially go to a urinal with you while you're here.
Go where? A urinal? So we have three activities planned together. All four. Urinal, movie, Disneyland corn dogs. Well, I don't need corn dogs. And Vegas.
Yeah, because also we would maybe get a bite to eat. All right, well, listen, why don't we wrap this up?
Sure.
You're gonna go to the next podcast. You got it's perfect timing.
Perfect. This has been excellent. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
this was really fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're really cool.
You don't smoke weed, do you?
I do not know.
Okay, good.
Never tried a drug, cigarette, or been drunk in my life.
Oh.
We'll get into that next time I'm on.
Yeah, when we talk about why I stopped drinking coffee.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna message you and we'll play everything by ear.
Yeah.
But like,
oh, interesting. You don't want to give me your phone number so we could take it off.
We've been texting.
Oh, I thought you meant you were going to go back. I got downgraded back into
message.
Instagram.
Oh, you
I thought you meant I read it as message. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you a message on text.
You'll text me.
I'll SMS you. and then
from my internet service provider.
Yes. And I'll do it from my Wi-Fi. I think if you have an iPhone, I'll iMessage you.
Great.
And then we'll just plant that. We'll kind of plant that seed. Like, yeah, like, oh, I'm free and blah blah blah. I mean, you got evenings or daytimes? Like, when do you have free over? I mean, you're occupied with meetings, with podcasts, with shows.
I got a lot going on, but I could always make time for a new friend.
Where are you staying? What part of town?
I stay in West Hollywood.
Okay. Yeah. You rent a car, or you guys know somebody drove you?
Yeah, I rented the car and I have somebody driving me.
Really?
Yeah.
Who drove you?
My assistant.
Did you fly your assistant out here?
Yes.
Business is good.
Business is busy this trip.
Business is good.
There's a lot of meetings packed into a couple of days. I needed help getting around quick.
Okay.
Finding parking and doing all that stuff takes a long time.
Not in the valley.
No, not out here.
Not in the
Today's
valley.
my only day in the valley, unfortunately.
Nope. When are you doing Santino's podcast?
Oh, that's right. Saturday. No. Thursday.
So
no, Wednesday. Wednesday.
I'll edit that stuff out.
Yeah, edit that out. But
Just
Wednesday.
keep Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Speaking of Wednesday, Adams, Tim Burton, Beetlejuice.
That was
Beetlejuice. You don't have to animate. It's the end, and people usually don't finish.
Bye.
Yeah. Anything else you want to plug?
No, my special, Messing with People, is out. Please watch it.
Again, a link in description.
My book, Where's Barry? My kid's book's out there now, which is great, and I'm super proud of it, so check that out. It's available wherever you buy books. And Two Cool Moms is my podcast if you want to listen to podcasts.
Also, do me a favor. If you were like, I don't want to check out his podcast or his special, or I'll do it later and you might forget. Similar to how, like, for ads for me, you don't have to buy the product if you don't want it, but at least go to the website. What I would also like you to do is to go to his, click that link, go to it, watch it at least for a few seconds, comment that Glassman sent me, or
yes,
Rick Glassman has a big presence in the podcast game, or I love Disneyland corn dogs, whatever it is, so I could go over and be like, look at what I did.
I would love that.
Yeah. And also, we'll get some numbers up. You know,
I appreciate you.
But and keep it in the background. Let it play in the background. You don't really have to watch it, but let it run through because it affects the algorithm. You have to watch at least a certain amount, or they're not going to keep pushing it. Go over, give a like, give a comment, You could even tell me what you used to masturbate to, but only when you were a teenager.
Please, I want all the comments on my special to be.
I used to jerk off to, National Geographic as well, but the long tits, not the Icelanders.
Rick Glassman sent me.
Yeah. Rick Glassman sent me. I'm gonna get a Polaroid of you, and then we're good to go. Theme music.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh